Wapsie.
Alrighty, welcome tonight to Wapsie Valley High School here in Fairbank, Iowa. For tonight's duel between the Wapsie Valley Warriors, East Marshall GMG Meskwaki Mustangs, sorry, I have my paper flip, and the South Hardin-BCLUW Storm. I'd like to welcome you tonight to the broadcast booth. Up here, we have a live broadcast booth camera now. We're getting better at this. See, there we are, and I'm joined tonight by my lovely co-host Wyatt Forsyth. Wyatt, you ready? We're back after a little bit of a break. You ready?
Yes, I'm excited. It's good to see Wapsie compete tonight in our home gym versus a couple nearby teams. Actually, one's pretty far away, but I'm excited, and we're going to see some action. I think the boys are getting excited to get into postseason as well. So, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, like you said, postseason's coming up, I think, in about 2 weeks. That's when we hit, districts and stuff like that as we get towards state wrestling down the line. So now that we're getting into that time of year, what are you looking forward to tonight from not only our guys, but also just anybody in general hitting the mat?
Yeah, again, it's about opportunity. Not just having our seniors finish out their last home duel, but the freshmen and sophomores, the underclassmen, looking at ways at just, advancing in scoring positions, but as well as the edge of the mat, being coachable, listen to what the coaches have to say. It's going to get loud in here tonight. It's our last home duel, and it's a dreary weather storm outside. So, yeah, I'm just excited to see action.
Yeah, Wapsie Valley had a 2-hour delay today, and I will say this duel has gone through a multitude of changes. It was supposed to be last Thursday, I believe. Got moved to this Tuesday. We've had about, 3 or 4 different teams slide in slots, making it from triangular to a quad to a 5-team duel, back to a quad, and now back down to a triangular tonight. So a lot of changes, a lot of differences, but we got it all figured out now. And some to note, we talked about it last duel. The last time we were here at Wapsie Valley, Drew Lansing went down with a concussion.
Yeah.
He weighed in tonight. I don't know if he's going to wrestle or not. I don't know the status of him, but I mean, it's good to see him weigh in at least.
Oh, yeah. That will be a good part to our lineup if he's in. So I'm excited to see him in action. Going back to you saying that tonight had a mix-up of teams and we didn't know who was really going to be ready. Coach Doug Schwab for the UNI wrestling team, he made a good point the other day was, I'll wrestle anyone, anywhere, anytime. And he wrestled in Iowa State's wrestling room versus Utah State, I believe, and that was quite exciting. And then we, last weekend, had to be anywhere, anytime. We wrestled Louisa Muscatine. Coach Carl said the bus drive was over 2.5-hour drive to go wrestle last weekend, so I'm just excited that Wapsie's competing tonight versus teams that are showing up.
Yeah, and another thing tonight is senior night here at Wapsie Valley. We have 4 wrestling seniors and then 2 senior managers. That will be in between the second and third duel tonight. The lineup tonight for duels, it will be Wapsie Valley versus East Marshall, GMG and Meskwaki to start us off. That will start at 120 pounds. Then the middle duel will be East Marshall, GMG Meskwaki versus South Hardin-BCLUW. That will start at 126 pounds. Then we will have our senior night. And then finally, round 3 will be Wapsie Valley versus South Hardin-BCLUW, and that will start at 132 pounds. So, first duel tonight, Wapsie Valley versus the Mustangs. What do you like from that?
So, I've had to compete against East Marshall before, right? That's who we're facing first? That's what you said? Sorry, I spaced out watching them do sprints. I do know that they have good conditioning. That coach is a legendary coach. He's been around a long time. And the guys that he competes against, yes, Todd Hindengardner. He's been around a long time, and he keeps his guys in tip-top shape. So we got to learn to battle into the third period, whether we're down 14-0 or we're up 14-0. You got to be ready for their conditioning. So that's one thing I'm excited to see from them.
Yeah, and, especially as you get towards that third period or even overtime, obviously nutrition comes into play. Guys who are tired and not really there in the match, their technique gets a little worse. Them being able to move in certain positions gets a little worse. Obviously, their strength goes down a little bit, so that could play a big part in a lot of matches tonight. But especially, like I said, for ranked wrestlers, Wapsie has 4, East Marshall has 1, and then South Hardin-BCLUW has 1.
Yep.
So, and they're all at different weights. So, I mean, we're going to see some ranked guys tonight. What do you like to see from them as we get near postseason?
Oh, when you're in a ranked position, you might have a target on your back, but I would disregard the target, and I would only focus on what you can control, and just getting after it and being a leader for your team, saying, I'm going to go after my takedowns, and I'm going to get my hand raised at the end, and that boosts the train. It gets everyone excited to want to win as well. It kind of being a leader and being the captain really helps. So, seeing Easton, Kanan, and I see Garrett Miller's ranked, that's exciting. So, yeah.
Yeah, I got to say, I don't know if you're watching IA Wrestle or Flow, whoever does these rankings. I asked for 2 things, and that was for Brock Kleitch and Derek Kilsenbach to get ranked. That still has not happened. I'm waiting for it to happen. You just. No new rankings have come out since you've asked for them. Really? None of. Oh. Okay.
They're scared to put them out.
I know they're scared because I'm hounding them to get them in. Blake was telling me that they have not released new rankings since the last time we talked. But I mean that was quite a bit ago. I'm so a little surprised we haven't seen anything. Obviously, the Ed Wenger was over the weekend, and Tulsa just happened as well. Seeing some guys down there and doing their thing, but. We're getting closer now. We're about 8 minutes till we shake hands and get rocking. So we're going to go to our starting lineups. We're going to start with Wapsie Valley. So it will be at 106. The Warriors come in tonight, ranked 10th. 11. Really? Okay. I see it on your screen. It says 11. I got these from Mr. Adams, who's working down at our head table. But according to the IHSAA, said that right?
Yep.
We are ranked 11th in the team rankings. At 106, 7th grade Kane Belinsky, 113 Sawyer Crawl, 120 Wally Kaufman, 126 Brody Kleitch, 132 Reese Hagenow, 138 a returning Dallas Tissue comes back to the lineup, 144 Kane Data, he's back from his illness. Easton Crawl ranked 5th, the 5th ranked Kanan Decker, and the 9th ranked Garrett Miller at 150, 157, and 165. That 1, 2, 3 right there.
Yeah.
175, Brock Kleitch. 190, Jonah Frost. 215, Grayson Miller. And 285, Derek Kilsenbach. Something to note, Jonah Frost getting the nod at 190. Yeah,
he's going to be good for the team lineup. His brother is in the team. I got the experience to coach Cooper Frost as well, so I'm excited when those Frost boys always compete because it's exciting. You never know really what's going to happen and when they're going to get out of a scramble and end up on top. That's what's really exciting, having Jonah in the lineup tonight.
Alrighty. I will say I forgot to go through my run-through of the opposing team's lineup. So
that's okay.
If I messed anything up, here we go. So for East Marshall GMG Meskwaki, 106, Cade Birchland. 113, Nolan Kuhn. 120, Jordan Mealing. 126, Xavier Cipher. 132, Cooper Lenz. 138, they are open. 144 is Lawrence Dye. 150, James Wenner. 157, Javen Roberts. 165, they are open. 175, Drew Weeder. 190, John Edel. 215, Wyatt Stalzer. And at 285, they're open. I forgot to mention John Edel, and 190 is ranked 12th in the state. So now moving on to South Hardin-BCLUW at 106, it is Jaden Mushik.
Yep.
At 113, Will Fieldpaw.
Feldpausch? Yeah, I believe so, but again, we're guessing.
120, they are open. 126, Maverick Grafke. 132, Zayden Eggers. 138, Chance Cords. 144, Bo Town. 150, they are open. 157, Wyatt. we're having struggles.
Gillis.
Mm-hmm. It's Paxson. 190, Manning Fance. Yep. 215, Sawyer Kane. And at 285, the 12th ranked Sean May. Something that we don't see very often. South Hardin-BCLUW has co-head coaches, Christian Miller and Jacob Gronewald. There you go.
That'll work.
And then you could say East Marsh because I have no idea how to say that. Their head coach.
Todd Henningardner.
He's, okay.
He's been around. And then I recognize the last name for the assistant coach, Underhill, but. Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see them both. We're getting the lights off. That gets me excited, Zach. I got goosebumps.
Music stops. Lights are down. We are ready to rock.
And the refs just walked in.
Yeah.
So But it looks like we have a full crowd tonight.
Look at Ben Hogan over there. Shout out to him. He got the lights rolling. I think he's going to go get the wrestlers and tell them to start running out here. Here they come.
Oh, here we go. We don't see all warm-ups tonight. We see all white shirts with the Carson McGrain logo.
So, like I said, we're going to start at 120 pounds tonight. So, we're going to start with some starting lineups here. The Warriors and Mustangs face each other with the Storm on the bottom of your screen.
And we have Chad Van Dale announcing tonight, as Blake Boer is helping us today, but
yeah,
both great voices to hear.
I'm glad I do not have to produce tonight. That is saving grace for me.
It's stressful typing the names in on the graphics,
oh, yeah. Well, I mean, this is definitely the hardest sport to produce, for sure. Just with all the changing and lineups and whatnot. Wally ain't going to have a match tonight. He's got 2 forfeits. So, obviously...
Same with Brody Kleitch at 126. But we could see weights be moved around. Again, tentative lineups, they send us early, but you never know who's going to walk out on the mat.
A lot of things change. You see it a lot. If you watch any of the Hawkeye duels, I know I have. You probably haven't, but I know you're a big... Cyclone fan. Sorry, my bad.
Go Iowa State.
God, I can't stand you people. But anyways, a lot of things change in a matter of a few minutes. I know I was at the Minnesota duel last Monday and got to see Ben Keeter's debut. It was confusion. Ben Keeter weighed in, but he didn't know if he was going to wrestle because he weighed in at Nebraska and did not wrestle that night. They ended up sending out Bradley Hill. But Monday I was lucky enough to go down and see Ben Keeter's debut, but
less than a month from football being at the bowl game to all the way wrestling. What a movement, That's,
yeah.
But I am excited for Ben Keeter and some of those Iowa guys. I wear my black and gold for us Wapsie Warriors, but other than that, not much.
Yeah. So I guess something we talk about it a lot. Open weights, big deal. Both these teams, the Mustangs and the Storm, both come in tonight with open weights. They each have 2, with maybe some more that are hidden in there that they just don't say they're open. But sorry to interrupt, but
you're good.
Sounds like Drew Lansing's gonna wrestle at 190 tonight. So quick recovery from him. I said he had concussion. I don't know how long that last duel was.
And we just saw Grayson Miller walk out and shake hands, so that'll be good to get a freshman some matches. But again, with Derek Hilsenbeck, you mentioned about rankings. This will be a good test for him to take on Sean May, who's ranked number 12. So if you want to be ranked, you got to take on the rankings.
Yeah, in East Marshall, they had an open weight at 285. They come in with a guy who's going to wrestle there tonight. So we are going to take a quick break for the national anthem.
And former wrestler Aiden Shannon on his viola, excuse me. Man, he can play.
He's a first chair in the state of Iowa for a reason, you know.
You got to protect those fingers. Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah.
Those are $1 million hands. Sorry.
Don't let them get smashed in the door, no. So captains meet in the middle, and we are going to get rolling. First duel tonight presented by Oran Mutual Telephone Company. Serving the area since 1911. Oran Mutual Telephone Company is a modern, independently owned telephone company providing internet and telephone services to Oran, Iowa, and the surrounding rural area. Give them a call at 319-638-6006. I really am new to the whole coin toss thing in wrestling. I see that Wapsie won the coin toss. It's not like football or anything. I know it.
So it decides who gets to go, who goes first to the table at what weight.
Yep.
So the odds are the evens on the weights.
And that plays an advantage how?
Because depending on what
You
Sure,
explain, yeah.
So the ref flips the coin with the captains, and if you win the coin flip, you get to choose odd or even, which means 1 or 2. And the weights are numbered from 1 to 14. Obviously, 106 is at 1, and heavyweights at 14. So you are allowed to present your wrestler first, or the other team has to present the wrestler first, based on if you won the coin toss. And it can be a big deal at the end of a duel if you're trying to match up a guy who's maybe more dominant in that weight class versus someone else. For example, you want to bump up a guy to take on, you have a ranked wrestler and you want to bump him up and take on an average wrestler to try to get bonus points. So there's strategy to the duel. But it looks like we're going to start with a JV match with Cooper Adair.
So we have 3 of these.
Okay.
I'd imagine it's going to be Cooper Adair, Caleb Hogan, and then maybe Andrew Teat or Hayden Hilsenbach, one of the 2. Right away, we haven't seen a whole lot of some JV matches, but Adair right in on a low single. Nice offense to start from him. Right away to that Wapsie right. He's going to lose it. Goes back to that 2-on-1.
Yeah, Cooper has...
Now he's looking for a cradle. He's got it.
Enormous strength. Yeah, he's got this cradle locked up really tight. He's got to flip his hips over here. But he got a little high. Now East Marshall's going to take advantage of this.
Now he's going to sit back. Took him a minute. But he's got it now. Nice job to kick away. Only 2 back points for Adair. He's got to work on a mat return. He does.
He's got the far wrist on top, and he's sitting on an ankle. Looks like he's going to just dump the guy over. So the guy decides to belly out and not give up back.
Looking for a butcher. Now he's going to transfer to a half Nelson. Scoop the head. Just a lot of front pressure. And the fall for Cooper Adair.
In a minute 21. Minute 31 in a pin. Oh, I guess I could write this
Yeah.
down. My apologies.
Well, it doesn't matter because it's not varsity. So
Okay.
that's our
all right.
varsity. We have our varsity sheets, making sure we keep track of all the match results. But that's usually my job since I'm a color guy for Blake, but not anymore. So, yeah, it'll be Caleb Hogan. Right away, heavy hand fighting.
Caleb's really leaned out this this wrestling season. I was talking to his dad, and he said he's lost quite a bit of weight and put on a lot of mass muscle, and I can definitely see that from up here in the top of the stands.
He's going to work the crossface, get around behind for 2.
That tight waist far ankle grab, and with your pressure running in, is a great way to try to break a guy down on top. It's a basic move, but it works quite well. JV, varsity, middle school, high school, Olympics,
This is Caleb's bread and butter. He's got the power half going. Now he's going to look for a wrist. Brew trying to get to his feet. Hogan's got a cradle locked in. Again, too high. Brew's able to break the hold.
Oh, no, he's got the fist on the back.
He's got that arm bar.
Got the far wrist. Now you got to get off your knees and on your toes. Apply that pressure on him.
Now he's looking for a half almost. Now he just loses the arm bar completely. Goes back to the half Nelson. Now they're going to call him for a full Nelson.
Interesting.
I think he just barely got that other hand on the back of Brew's head, which, I mean, even if they don't have to be, connected, the second, both arms come under there, it's going to be an immediate full Nelson call.
Oh, wow.
Nice suck back chin right in the shoulder.
Got to get on your toes here. Helps kind of pin those shoulders a little bit more.
You look for a switch immediately for the suck back. Nice readjustment and a fall just almost as period 1 expires.
Minute 57, is that what we saw?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be Hayden Hilsenbeck to go out for a JV match here. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
I should mention really quick before we start this match, Evan Kleitch, Johnny Kleitch's son, wrestled in Tulsa, Oklahoma this past week and ended up placing 5th at the national level. So it's great to see younger Wapsie kids excelling. I guess I look in the stands, I'm just kind of scanning of younger kids. I guess I do see Donnie Schmidt as well, a former Wapsie state champ. So just good to see history here.
Hey, Donnie, yeah, 2-time state champ, 2016 and 2018. So we're gonna have some. We'll have the Storm roll out for this last JV match. I'm guessing now that we probably won't have any JV matches from here on out for either duel, but we'll see.
Hayden with strong hips defending that single, that high crotch single, and now he's on a front headlock. He's going to get a go around for 2.
He's trying to, there he goes. Immediately works for a wrist. So about 40 seconds in. Now he's got the arm. He's going to peel it across the back. Got to be a little careful about the shoulder. Don't want to get caught.
Oh, he's able to slip out. Kind of limp arm out of that.
It's almost, I feel like every time somebody does that, it's almost a guaranteed, like, potentially dangerous at some point.
Yeah.
It's really hard to keep that arm across his back under that, angle because, the arm naturally wants to, come back up and fight its way out. But you risk, dislocating the shoulder or something like that, which we definitely don't want happening. So this is kind of just a prelim here. I believe the varsity duel is going to start next after this match, and this will be, we will start at 120 pounds for that duel.
Hayden with that ball and chain, also known as the Wapsie ride here. East Marshall's able to slip his arm out, but Hayden's riding tough on tough for the entire first period.
If high school had riding time, Hayden's just racking it up so far.
You bet. He's looking great.
Now he's got both wrists. He's looking for a crossface.
Man, that was a good aggressive crossface. We like to see that.
That's about as close to just whacking somebody in the head as he can without getting a penalty for it. So now Hilsenbeck is going to take the bottom position. Blake's still working on the scoreboard over here. No, okay. Wrong team, though, dude.
This past Sunday we had a youth tournament, middle school tournament, and then the beginners tournament all on Sunday. It was a full, almost 12 hours worth of wrestling for Wapsie here with tons of wrestlers. Hundreds of wrestlers showed up, and it's great to see competition in this gym.
Yeah, the youth tournament. Yeah, I think they're having another one this weekend as well. The older kids.
And so it's good, and thank you to all the volunteers who helped. It's not like people are walking and getting $15 an hour here. We appreciate all the table workers and everyone who shows up on a Sunday morning.
So we're on our feet here. Hilsenbeck, the shot. He's going to follow through. A nice single leg. Now he's immediately looking for a cradle.
Wapsie cradle's been popular this year.
It's the cradles and the arm bars. It's been the move of choice, we'll say. One night it's the arm bars, back again to a cradle.
I don't know if East Marshall learned his lesson after the first cradle, so Hayden's going to try to flip him over.
Sit back. I mean, he's done a great job of breaking the hold.
I see that Hayden's locking with his fingers and not with his palms. You either need to grab your own wrist or lock with your palms rather than your fingers. You have better strength that way. So, or the Dan Gable grip is when both palms are on your forearms and you're locking in this way.
That's like almost some, that's when you got to get his knee to like your forehead. And that's when you have that much real estate to do that.
He's going to switch up a pinning combination, but only 10 seconds left. Can he get some more back points on the board?
He's got the major, which, I mean, again, doesn't really do a whole lot because there's no team points in it. And now as he works over a pinning combination, had him flat to his back. The period ends. Saved by the buzzer, we'll say. He's going to choose neutral, so I think in this situation, you got to be aggressive. You got to be willing to take your shot and not let Hilsenbeck get to an ankle or get to a leg. So you're down 9-0. You gotta be a little bit more active on your feet. Get to a leg. Work up some sort of shot.
Yeah, even up 9-0, you still want to be active in the third and not just coast. And Hayden does. He shoots right in and he's being offensive. Kind of a nearsighted cradle here with far leg.
Now he's got the 2-on-1 wrist. He's gonna work. Try to pull that thing across his back. He will.
He's got a lot of pressure on that arm. And I don't know if East Marshall's able to even get up. He's so strong here.
Now Hilsenbeck just kind of works him over and gets the fall. That's some quick math, Blake. Jeez.
3-0 on JV. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
4 minutes and 53 seconds he got that pin.
So now we will start the varsity portion of our duel. Starting at 120 pounds, it will be Wally Kaufman versus Jordan Mealing. Waiting on confirmation. I gotta say, it's gonna be Nolan Kuhn So it'll be Nolan Kuhn for the Mustangs. By the way, can we talk about the song choice from Kaufman? Isn't that a Sugarland song? Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that.
Wally in with the right-handed high crotch. Can he finish? He's knee sliding to it, but
Looking for the dump off.
there you go.
He's got to get his arm unstuck there, kind of switch off to a double. Get his head unstuck, get everything pulled out of there. He's got to turn across his back.
Nice takedown by Wally Kaufman.
Finish perfectly for 2. And Kaufman goes right to work.
Coach is yelling butcher. He's grabbing the far elbow. Now he's grabbing the far shoulder even.
Nice.
Really big step there.
Nice work. Could be quick for Kaufman. He's got to readjust here. He's got to be careful for something weird. He had a little bit. He was almost going to get flipped, and he kind of tried to, readjust back. Kuhn was almost able to turn into him, and then Kaufman had to, finally readjust again. But he's going to get the 3 near fall, make it 5-0 early for the freshman.
Yeah, when you're in a great pinning combination, you got to be careful for the roll through on that butcher, and you just take it over slow. Look at all the time he had, and East Marshall was able to slip out. But good to get those back points. So 5-0 with 30 seconds left of the first.
And for some pinning combinations, you almost want the guy to try to turn into you.
Yeah.
When you're stuck in that position, sometimes your opponent trying to turn into you, you're almost better able to readjust in that position.
Yes.
You're better able to find ways of readjusting and even more securing that fall at that point. But other times, like you said, somebody turning into you or somebody trying to move a little bit can almost ruin the entire pinning combination or cause you to lose points.
Yes. Yep. That's a good point, Zach. Oh, Wapsie's got Wally stacked the guy up and was able to get a swipe. I don't know if he got 2 points there, but
just the swipe.
If you apply enough pressure with a chop and a bump from behind, you can really, and with the guy's head hanging down, you can just kind of get his shoulders, stack him up with his butt in the air.
So at the end of 1, our score 5-0 in favor of Wally Kaufman. It'll be Kuhn's choice to start the second. He's gonna choose bottom. It's kind of the stereotypical choice for every wrestler.
Yeah.
Because I know it's almost rare to see anybody else choose something other than bottom at the college level. Because, riding time is usually not a factor in those matches, like, ever.
We're seeing another full Nelson tonight within the first hour of us wrestling here, so just gotta take it slow. Our hearts are racing, our adrenaline's up, so you just gotta be aware that you can give up easy points like that.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a full Nelson call at all this year.
Look at
what
that.
What the heck? Wow. That was tight and quick.
Just a quick half Nelson.
2:18 on the button for Wally Kaufman. Pushes the Warriors out 6-0 early. Little smile from Adam. That's going to come back to haunt me, talking about Adam. It really is. But Brody Kletch's going to receive a forfeit. So the Warriors out 12-0 now. So now move it up to 132. It'll be Reese Hagenau for the Warriors. Listed as Cooper Lenz. We'll see confirmation here in just a second.
I hope Reese got his snowmobile fixed. I was over at his house just the other day since he's my neighbor and his snowmobile is all messed up. So it gave him more time at practice. Less snowmobile, more wrestling.
So it will be Cooper Lenz. Reese, a blast double. Wow, that was... He went for the blast double.
East Marshall looked like they bailed there. He just gave up an easy 2.
He went for the blast double. It got, very toughly defended. And then immediately just saw, a leg there and just was like, okay, I'll take it. And grabs a single leg and finishes off for 2. Now right to work. He's hanging out. He's got that arm bar. He's going to kind of work his way around.
And again, take your time.
Doesn't even need the wrist.
Big step.
And now he's going to settle in. And like I said, this is one of them where you want the guy to kind of turn into you. If he does, it's almost, that's kind of it. And now Reese drives over.
Just take your time here. You got a whole minute left to make small adjustments, get those shoulders flat.
And the fall. 55 seconds for Hagenau. Make it 18-0 right away. So it'll be Creighton Zimmerman at 138 pounds, not Dallas Tissue. Like I said, Tissue doesn't have the sling anymore, doesn't have the cast. He weighed in today, but Zimmerman nonetheless is going to receive a forfeit, so make it 24-0. And now it'll be Caden Dana taking on Lawrence Dye, a senior for East Marshall. Talked about it a lot. Dana's going to come at you fast. Right away into a single. He's got the motor to go.
Far wrist with his pressure forward. Yeah, Caden is tough on top here, so I want him to take full advantage of it.
He's got an armbar right away.
And a freshman versus a senior. Here's a way to make an opportunity a great one.
A nice bridge from Dye, but Dana readjusting, settling in here.
Got to sit back, scoop the head. There you go.
Again, the readjustment from Dana. Make it quick. 37.
Wow.
Like we said, you make it to the third against Dana, things are going to happen.
Yeah.
If Dana goes, he can put a quick end to the book.
Yep, quick work in the first period is what you need here. So the start of the Warriors 1, 2, 3. The first ranked wrestler of the night, Easton Kroll, ranked 5th in the state of Iowa, taking on James Wenner of East Marshall. Wenner, a junior. Like we said, when Kroll's at 100%, he's a very good wrestler and makes all of that 5th ranked ranking. Yeah, when Easton's at full health and he's in top conditioning right now, he's scary, man. I wouldn't want to be the opponent standing across from him because he's looking great lately.
He's got a lot of things in his bag of tricks.
I was just talking to him on Sunday, and he said not one opponent made it out of the first period as he was the champion at Louisa Muscatine Saturday. So he's
gearing up.
He's gearing up for that state tournament in Wells Fargo.
A senior. His last run at it. Trying to match his brother. His brother Caleb has one state title. 2017.
Easton's always so square and technical, so he tries to make the other guys make the mistake, and he scores here right off the other guy's mistake as I was speaking about it.
Now right into an armbar. Trying to reach out for that far wrist.
And that's a lot of pressure on that shoulder that he's driving all his weight into.
We said it earlier, arm bars and cradles.
Yeah.
Now he's got him broken down. Much easier for Kroll. Make it quick.
Wow.
1:25. Got it before you, Blake. Let's go. Kroll, 5th ranked wrestler, takes care of business. And now Kanan Decker is going to receive a forfeit.
Hey, happy birthday to Keenan Decker. Today's his birthday, so he starts out with a forfeit and his hand raised.
So now, part 3 of the 1, 2, 3. Garrett Miller at 165. He's going to receive a forfeit.
We're going to have under an hour duel and might have to wait.
Yeah.
So let's see. That's 42 plus 6, 48-0.
Look at that math coming into play.
There are so many forfeits and hands raised. I'm trying to write it all down as quick as I can.
Up to 175 pounds. Brock Kleitsch. I'm going to say it. He should be ranked. Taking on Drew Weeder.
You know we're going to see a great double leg and a cradle. That's what Brock Kleitsch loves.
Cannon Yeager Jr.
Yes. He's getting the body type, too, the long arms and thick chest. Brock's really grown into a leader, a senior leader this year, and you know people are listening when he speaks more too. So glad he's out for wrestling and and looking to make a run here. So
Nice, quick. He's going to drive him out of bounds. So they will go out. Come back to the middle. Kleitsch in the top position. Looks for the cradle right away. He's working on the crossface. Weeder just putting his hand up.
Way to follow your opponent, you know. Hold on to the hip bones. Try to sit. He was falling on an ankle and went out of bounds. So sometimes some guys will just bail and let him go out of bounds and give him one. But
so you saw the fake single, this fake sweep single, you know, got a Weeder to jump a little bit, right into a snap down, go behind. Now he's looking for this cradle, and he's got it locked.
Here's where he goes. You got to kick your leg out, hip to hip.
Looking for it. He's going to sit back, but immediately loses it. Weeder doing a nice job kicking out. You said earlier that finger lock, not very, you don't have a ton of strength there.
More of a palm lock is what you're needing, but that requires your arms to be tucked in a little bit more. So sometimes it's tougher to get when the guy's arching his back.
Kleitsch has got the legs in.
He does a great job backpacking with his legs in. Now he's going to try to high thigh, I think, with a power half. And he's getting back exposure. Ref's getting down there. Great job getting at least 2 swipe in almost the end of the first.
Now he's got to have Nelson. He's got it out to the side. He's going to run it over. 15 to go. Can he get it? No. But he'll get the 2 nonetheless. Now he's looking for a cradle. Under 10 to go. You know, Kleitsch, you know, that under 15 seconds, you got to keep him down, keep him working. Don't want to give up an escape. So Crawl, a good takedown and a right out, pending the fact that Weeder does not escape here in the last 2 seconds. I said Crawl?
Well, there's 3 of them on the bench right now,
yeah,
so that can be confusing.
Yeah, very confusing. Anyway, yeah, there's 4.
I thought it was 6-0. Did he get 2 for a cradle and then he got 2 for a high thigh? But maybe I'm mistaken. I
don't think he got the cradle. By the way, there's 4 crawls, not 3.
Oh, you're correct. Hey, there's a cradle right there. Can't look away too long, Zach.
Jaeger Jr.
Great job, Brock Kleitsch.
209.
Win by fall and 209.
You can write down Jaeger Jr.
So 54-0 is the team score right now.
And Drew Lansing is going to come out here for the Warriors. So unfortunately, we will not be seeing Jonah Frost, at least in this duel. This is going to be a big test for Lansing after his long-awaited return. He's wrestling number 12 ranked John Edel. They're in 2A? Oh. He's 12th ranked in 2A. I did not know East Marshall was 2A. So, something you'll learn as you keep doing high school sports. Schools combined, obviously AP, Grundy Center.
Yep.
You know, Dykno Hartford, Gladbrook Rhinebeck, and obviously tonight we have 2 combined teams: South Hardin-BCLUW and East Marshall GMG Meskwaki. Sometimes when you combine teams, you'll bump up. So like East Marshall comes in tonight in Class 2A, and South Hardin-BCLUW is also 2A, while just Wapsie Valley by itself is 1A.
Yeah.
Now
and Drew Lansing gets a takedown on the edge of the mat. I was going out of bounds. He had kind of a sweep single, and then he just reached over and grabbed the other guy's ankle. And as he fell down like a Christmas tree, he was able to score 2 points.
Timber, no. Yeah, you see it right here. Lansing just nice. He knew where he was on the mat, kept his ankles in, his feet in. You see it a lot in college. Just got to keep the feet in. Keep the feet in.
There you go. You know, with Drew's kind of like Easton Kroll when he's at full strength and he stays square and technical and not giving up mistakes. He is a scary wrestler to be facing. So I'm glad to see him tonight. Now he's working in looks like a chicken wing, a bar arm and going for the far wrist. So he's on his toes, and he's going to look trying to as a breakdown into a turn.
Yeah, the last time we saw Lansing was a few weeks ago against a Sumner ranked wrestler. I forget his name. Kyle Kuhlman. There you go. And he was actually winning that match against a ranked wrestler. And unfortunately, I don't know what happened in that match. I believe he kind of hit his head at some point and then had to medically forfeit out the rest of the match. So Kuhlman ended up getting the medical forfeit. But now Lansing's up 2-0 against another ranked wrestler.
And when you know, nothing against Drew, but when it comes down to conditioning and sitting out a little bit, he might be tested tonight. So, but he's been training hard. The Wapsie wrestlers have been putting in a lot of hours lately. So,
nice job from Edel to kick away, and that was a very big escape with only about 7 seconds left in the first. If you're Lansing there, you got to keep him down. You just that 1 point, and we say it a lot. Every point matters, and like you said, finish the period out. You know, have a hard right out on top. You got 7 seconds to go. Just keep him down. That's what you work on, those 15-second, little sprint drills. That's where that comes into play. Yeah. When you got about 7-8 seconds left, got to keep the guy down. Got to keep him down. So now Lansing doing a nice job here, keeping Edel down. He's got the 2-on-1 on the wrist. Can he break him down? Got the claw ride. Edel works up to his feet.
See, now you got to follow him up. Now you got to return him. But Drew likes to be on his feet and look for points, I guess. So we'll go both up.
So now we're tied 2-2. Lansing does have the decision in the third. Looks for the sweep single.
He's a little too far out. You've got to get better head position.
He likes that kind of baseball bat slide by sweep single.
Yeah, you got to get him to step a little bit. As East Marshall, John here likes to use his head as a blocking mechanism. So, but this time he gets it in deep, but you got to follow it up. You can't let him. Got to stay square with him.
And now Edel gets the 2. So now if you're Lansing, got to work an escape here. Have a chance to tie the match in the third. But Edel going right to work. Just got to work up to his feet. 45 seconds to go. If you're Edel in this position, you just got to ride out the period. Because then, you go to the third. Let's say Lansing gets an escape in the third. Then Edel can sort of be defensive because he doesn't have that stall call already.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
Drew's kind of sitting on his elbows with his head down. We got to kind of get our knees under you and their chest up.
Edel, a lot of forward pressure. 15 to go. Now Lansing up to his base.
You can use that guy's pressure to kind of help boost you up. And I hear Coach Kroll saying, hey, turn your shoulders, turn your hips.
And a nice job from Edel riding out the second period. Give it 4-2 as we head to the third. Lansing, I'd imagine he's going to go neutral. See what he wants to do. He is going to go neutral.
Look, so here's going to be his conditioning test. We want to see Drew kind of push the pace here and be more active with his shots.
He's going. Edel's got to be careful here on the edge. He gets pushed out. It could be, a backing call at some point. Not yet. But a good job by Lansing pushing the pace. East Marshall trying to get on the board here at 190. Lansing a shot. Nice job from Edel. The re-attack. He'll get around for 2. Make it 6-2 with 1:35 to go. Lansing's got to work up to his base. If you're Edel, you can almost kind of coast now. Just got to be able to keep Lansing down. He's looking for maybe a Turk. He's got that leg kind of hooked. Now he's going to try to get that right arm of Lansing peeled over, but Lansing doing a nice job keeping that glued to the mat.
That's a lot of pressure on his shoulder that he's trying to force, but I guess he's going to switch to a ball and chain. John Edel is, but Drew Lansing is able to get his hips up. So, but the ref is yelling improve by both wrestlers. You can't ride parallel and you can't sit on your belly all mat. So
Under a minute to go. Lansing's got to work. He's down by 4. Ito has got that arm kind of peeled across his back. Right into a crossface. Everything kind of clears out. Under 30 to go. If you're Lansing, you got to find something. Now he gets a stall call. Kind of pointless. I mean, it's not really going to come to fruition.
Oh, but it might. I think Drew
10 to go.
got to pick up your head at least a little bit. Got to find a knee slide and a little bit of urgency for him.
So East Marshall's going to get on the board. Their first win of the night comes via 12th ranked John Edel. Lansing had it going in the first. He was up 2-0, and then just Edel was able to capitalize on some of Lansing's attacks down the stretch. So 54-3 the scores. We had to 2:15. Grayson Miller is going to take on Wyatt Stalzer.
And again, Grayson likes to wrestle upper body a little bit more, so we could see him working some underhooks or overhooks or even a toss. I mean, Grayson, even though he's in an upper weight with bigger gentlemen, I think he's able to handle his own with throws.
Yeah, he's got a lot of upper body strength. He almost wrestles a kind of Greco-Roman style of wrestling.
A little bit more flat-footed, but his hips are very, very deadly if Grayson really gets in deep and has a good angle.
Blake was telling me he kind of wrestles like Garrett. I almost beg to differ because Garrett has some pretty electric blast doubles. I don't think that's really Greco-Roman-like. Yeah, the throw, yeah, but...
Oh, Grayson
Stalzer, now Miller went for a sort of like head pinch, I think, something like that. Tried to just flip Stalzer, but almost had some back points. Had a swipe. And there's the full Nelson.
Must be a full moon tonight because we're committing the same crime over and over.
We have
full
not
Nelsons all night
we have
tonight.
not seen a full Nelson all year, and now we have 3. Where's the full Nelson counter? We can put it right there in the bottom right where there's nothing there. Just full Nelson counter. Blake's looking for it.
You have all the graphics in the world.
We definitely do not have all the graphics in the world.
Hey, Grayson Miller's able to get out. 35 seconds left. It's 2-2. Again, little penalty points can really add up because even though Grayson got taken down, it's tied up.
2-1, yeah. Without the penalty point, it's a 2-1 match. And like we said, every point matters. Every point, it makes a difference in a match.
Now, Wyatt Stalzer is a sophomore, so it's freshman versus sophomore. Still a good matchup. Still a good opportunity for a freshman here to win in front of his whole home crowd.
Stalzer's got the underhook. He's going to look right away for the single.
He's trying to body up, but he's got his feet off the ground.
Miller looking for a throw. Oh, he had it.
Hey, that was good urgency at the end of a period. Not giving up, not just bailing, With his feet off the ground, he was way up in the air. He was able to, Oh, sorry, I get quiet when the gym gets quiet.
It's like we feel like we have to whisper. You don't realize how out of, look you are when the whole gym goes quiet, yet you're screaming at the top of your lungs. Blake and I would know that. We were at Lisbon a few years back. That gym was dead silent. Me and Blake up in the top middle of the gym just going crazy. More or less me, not so much
That's all
Blake.
right. Zach, I love your enthusiasm. So Grayson really leans in, and he has that claw, kind of has that back of the neck.
The club.
But he feels comfortable there because he can kind of move, push, pull, back and forth, kind of control the guy, kind of like like a remote control. And it's not a bad position to be in when you're collar tying up, but you got to be looking for angles as well. Throw by, duck under, underhooks. Oh, here we go, chest to chest.
He had the double under. Stalzer realizing the danger, works out. But Stalzer, if Miller has one weakness so far in this match. It's that both of his legs are really close to Stalzer, and that's allowed Stalzer to get some easy single legs, as you see again, right into a single.
Circle.
But Miller doing a nice job.
Here we go, over-under, Zach. I have a feeling tonight.
We're looking for the over-unders. Miller wants all the fireworks. He's tired of his brother getting all the replays on our streams. He wants one of his own.
Oh, deep shot by Wyatt Stalzer, but Grayson able to pull him up from his knees up to his chest and then turn an angle and throw him out of balance. So great defense.
There's one thing I have to say. You'd think after about 5 times of Stalzer just grabbing easy single legs, you have to think that's something that he's looking for now. Now try to defend it. He looks for the snap down.
Most guys sprawl and get their hips back, but Grayson's like, you know what? I don't care. I feel my hips comfortable, but I'll pick the guy up myself.
He's like a Jaden Ironman. Right away into a single. Miller.
We do see a stalling, though, on Grayson at the end of the second here. Oh, and he gives up a 2.
And a takedown. I don't know how Miller got the stall call. That's interesting, I guess. So now it's 4-2. Miller has the choice. He's got to... Oh, he's going to choose down. I was about to say he's got to choose neutral. I guess you don't have to, but...
Well, he did get an easy escape in the first period,
Yeah.
so we'd like to see that urgency again.
Get
make
an
it 3-4, and then win the match before overtime with a takedown.
Get a takedown, make it 5-4. Stalzer slams Miller into the mat. You can hear that all the way up here.
Yeah, he's not. He's saying, I'm not going to let you up for these 2 minutes, but Grayson really needs to clear his wrist, head up, knee slide.
Stalzer really close to that full Nelson again. Blake still doesn't have the counter up. I'm a little disappointed. I don't think we're capable of that though, which kind of stinks.
Actually, we should have a cradle counter. And there's Grayson with the 1. So now it's 3-4.
So now minute 30 left. Grayson's got to go 4-3. He's got to push the pace, work some offense.
Yep.
Miller has a stall call.
You can see him leaning in a little bit more than he did the first and second, so he's wanting it. You can tell he's trying to produce something here.
Minute 15 to go. Miller falling around. I'm a little surprised Stalzer has not gotten a stall call yet. He's kind of just been backing around the mat. Over-unders, here we go.
But you don't want to rush it because you don't want to accidentally slip a takedown and then give it up. So a whole minute left that Grayson has, but definitely take advantage of it and don't wait.
Miller's got to push the pace. I would try to, force Stalzer into a stall call.
Oh, my goodness, Zach. He's chest up.
He's looking for it.
Grayson's, now we should see a stalling on East Marshall. The crowd's waving their fists.
He's backing around the whole mat. I completely agree.
Oh! Face him.
Oh, so close.
Coach Bo Sorensen says, hey, take a deep breath and get back in there. Keep hand fighting.
He's got to go. 37 to go.
Grayson with a quick shot at the start of the period.
That's got to be stalling. I am perplexed of why this has not been called yet. He has not taken a shot. Neither has even attempted anything.
He's still pushing forward. East Marshall's now backing out.
Should have been stalling a minute ago.
15 seconds left. Still upper body.
Yeah.
And he was able to get out of a headlock, Wyatt Stalzer was, and get a takedown to end the third.
Blake can tell I'm not very happy right now.
That hip toss, he's great at it, but you got to have other weapons in your artillery because
you can't be one-dimensional.
Yep, I would agree. So, but we're excited to see more of Grayson going into the postseason. And then again, he's only a freshman,
He's got a lot of time left to improve, get better.
Correct.
I will say I was a little confused there. You probably know why. I'm not going to come out and say it, but I'm a little upset.
And we do have a match tonight for him. So we have written down pre-match. This weight was open, but Derek's going to wrestle.
I think it is. So it is Alex Bautista.
Oh.
They had 3 guys listed at 215.
Yeah, most of the time when you see an open weight of a weight that has multiple guys that are 90% of the time they're going to bump somebody up.
Oh, that was close to a full Nelson.
Counter number 4.
Coach Carl says let him up and go for more takedowns because he got that first one in 14 seconds, so why not another? Just muscles him.
Hilsenbeck having his way.
So he said he weighs around, 215, 220 on a good day with full water and milk and steak and beans and potatoes in him. But he said he wrestled a guy that was 285 even this weekend, and that was a challenge, but he was able to come out a champion. So
Goodness.
yeah, that's a big 60, 70-pound difference.
My goodness. Hilson back. He's going to cut him up again. Right back into a shot, single leg, cuts off to a double, right on the edge of the mat.
And you can get a pin here, so keep in bounds, keep your toes in.
Obviously, he wants 6 instead of 5. They're going to go out of bounds.
So in order to go out of bounds, or in order to stay in bounds, you need 2 parts of an extremity of the body. So it doesn't have to be your 2 feet. You saw the East Marshals kids, thighs all the way down, still in bounds, and Derek's 1 foot was still in. So he's able to keep getting swipes, back points. So, but another quick takedown.
He is just having his way right to a butcher, to a half Nelson. Trying to make some quick work here, and he will. We'll flip it over 60-6. 131. The time there on the fall. Make it 60-0. 60-6 as we flip it over to 106. Back to the little guys.
Yes, we're going to see some. But the heavyweight, we saw a lot of action.
Yeah. What does that whole entail for 106? You think it's going to be a little slower paced?
Well, Caden Belinsky's ranked number 7th, so he's always looking for more points to score. 7th, correct? Did I get that
Yeah,
correct?
7th
Okay.
ranked wrestler in the state, Caden Belinsky, Class 1A. Cade Birchland. Belinsky, a quick takedown.
He's going to look to let him up and get another takedown because that one was, again, quick in the first period with 20 seconds in the first. Caden does a good job keeping his palms up and always on his toes, leaning just a little bit forward, and that's what you want to see out of an active wrestler. So I don't think he gets called for stalling very often, if not ever.
And now Belinsky using the headlock to his advantage.
He got 1 swipe, but ref says no go. But he's going to go again with a minute left in the first for another takedown.
So 4-2 the score. Belinsky, a lot of action. A shot from Birkland.
So when Belinsky sprawls, he doesn't just, do belly down. He turns a hip almost where his whole body is sideways and lands on the back of his head. It's a lot of weight, and he's great at doing that because a guy who will usually stretch their arms out and hold on to the back of the knee, but he turns and is able to and land and sprawl and go around for a quick 2. So it's a cool thing to see from Caden Belinsky.
I know how you talk normally. You can talk normally, all right? You don't got to be
Sorry.
so quiet.
When I'm thinking, I start.
This is wrestling. Nobody knows how to be quiet in wrestling.
There he goes.
Quick fall for Belinsky. Make it a minute 48. Yeah, look at that. Quick math there. Minute 48 in the fall. 66-6. We'll add to 113. Sawyer Crawl taking on Hayden Bowles in our final match of the night. I guess not of the night, of the first duel.
Sawyer was able to get a win, won his bracket this weekend, so it's great to see him. And then Pin Doctors, which is a popular Facebook social media page that keeps a lot of history and whatnot, Sawyer was able to get recognized and got hundreds of likes, which is really cool for him to get recognized.
Internet
he deserves
famous.
it.
Look at him go.
Yeah, there you go.
Crawl, quick takedown, quick arm bar. Yeah.
Oh.
18 seconds, how about it? For Crawl. 72-6, the big exclamation point on the duel. Final score 72-6 in favor of the Warriors. You want to run through the results here, Wyatt?
I can do that. So you want me to go break it down by each weight or just highlight some things?
Break it down from each weight starting at 120.
Okay, at 120 we had Wally Kaufman with a pin in 2 minutes and 18 seconds. And then at 126, Brody Kleitsch won with a forfeit, making it 12-0. 132, Reese Hagenow won by a pin in 55 seconds, making it 18-0. And then, actually, I should cross this out. Dallas Tissue didn't wrestle. Creighton Zimmerman received a forfeit. Making it 24-0, 144. Caden Dana with a pin in 37 seconds, 30-0. Then number 5th ranked Easton Crawl with a pin in 1:25, making it 36-0. And again, a number 5 ranked wrestler, Kanan Decker, was able to get a forfeit and make it 42-0. At 165, Garrett Miller, who's ranked 9th, received a forfeit, making it 48-0. 175 was Brock Kleitsch with a pin in 2 minutes and 9 seconds, making it 54-0. At 190, we saw Drew Lansing take a tough one with number 12 ranked John Edel losing 6-2, making it 54-3. 215, Grayson Miller had another tough one versus Wyatt Stalzer, losing 6-3, making the dual score 54-6. 285 heavyweight, Derek Hilson-Beck with a quick pin there versus Alex Bautista with a pin in 1:31, making it 60-6. 106, Caden Belinsky ranked 7th with a pin in 1:48, making it 66-6. And then 113, Sawyer Crawl with a pin in 18 seconds. The final dual score, 76-6.
There you go. There's the recap.
I need some water after that. That's usually your job, Zach.
So I guess now that after the duel is over, we got a few more JV matches, some filler time here.
Okay.
Got to be able to, because like you said, there is a time limit from when the first duel, or the first match of the first duel, and the first match of the second duel can happen, right?
Yeah, so last year it was 45 minutes. This year there was a rule change. Now it's 30 minutes, which kind of speeds up these duels that have lots of forfeits.
It's a fourth half Nelson. Look at that. Where's our counter, Blake? Where is our counter?
There's a full moon out tonight, I guess.
Somebody fact check if there's a full moon. Somebody go outside and see if there's a full moon, if you can see the moon at all. There's got to be a half Nelson counter somewhere, right?
So Andrew Teet's first year wrestling this year, correct? And he's had a really successful year on JV. Look, now he's going to get a pin before the first period's over.
Don't jinx it.
Oh, I might have because ref's not swiping even.
Wyatt!
If I didn't jinx it,
Come
he would have gotten
on.
it. My apologies.
You kidding me? Goodness.
It was good to sit and talk with Andrew Teet this weekend. We kind of went through, we were watching youth wrestling. We were watching some elementary students wrestling, and he was asking about some referee questions, and, he's just kind of going through basic movements of wrestling, and I was able to have a conversation with him. It was really good for him to be eager and, a little bit more passionate about the sport of wrestling, and you can really see that he loves the sport about how he's wrestling now.
T to take down 6-0, or 6-1, sorry. Wyatt's eating his popcorn. You gotta energize after what you just did.
I know. Had to get some pop and some popcorn in me.
Teet the fall. We'll see how many more JV matches. Looks to be we have one more. Derek, oh my gosh. Hayden Hilsenbach's gonna trot out once again.
And then after this, we'll take a break in East Marshall Russell's BCLUW. Is that correct?
Yeah. And then after that duel is over, we will have our senior night presentation. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of some dead air time there.
That's all right.
Nice high crotch from Parker.
So the regional dual sites, do you want to talk about that? That was announced
Sure,
today.
you can go for that. I guess I'll save my bit here first.
Ooh.
I was just talking to Blake. What?
I'll
okay. Blake says he's gonna pull up the
dual sites.
Yeah, the dual sites during the intermission or the break that we'll have here. But
that'll be good.
anyways, I sat here before the duel started for about 10 minutes trying to convince Blake to go up to West Hancock and, do the duels, the district duels up there, the regional duels up there. Last year we went to Lisbon for that. That was an absolute blast. That was probably the greatest wrestling duel I have ever called. But anyways, we need to go. I don't care how we go, who's going. We're going. We're doing this. Blake, it's happening. I don't care what you say. I'm the boss here now. This is my decision.
I don't have my work schedule set out just yet, but I am very eager to go.
Look at that.
Postseason wrestling, it gets everyone a taste of the end of the season, and fans usually pack the stands and just get excited to think, man, you could be down wrestling in Wells Fargo on that Tuesday. So
I think it's at the Extreme Arena now, in Coralville.
Yes, correct. I messed that one up. So, yeah, it's Extreme
Arena. Individual tournament is in Des Moines.
Correct, yes. No, that drive to Britt won't be terrible as long as the weather cooperates.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see us take on West Hancock. They've kind of really came along this year in 1A.
I got to say, for them, beating us in football when we hosted that game.
Oh, no.
We're going, all right? Blake's sitting over here. We're going. We are going. It is happening.
You should ask our followers to donate to Zach's gas fund.
Yeah, donate to my gas fund so I have enough gas to get up there and back.
Do silver court hours translate into dollars? You could trade those in.
You can talk to Mrs. Wearsby.
Okay.
I already have my 50 silver court hours. That was racked up about 2 months ago.
Back in football season, probably.
Yeah. Football and volleyball. I racked that up pretty quick.
I do see North Butler made I'm sorry, he's going to pull these up later. We're going to talk about it later. But North Butler also made the duels. They kind of changed the dynamic of regional duels, and I think I like it quite a bit better. There's a lot more involvement, a lot more focus on it compared to years in the past. You talk about 10, 15 years ago, it wasn't really a focus, and site locations were always kind of mixed up, but I kind of like how they have it set up now, and more teams have an opportunity to compete. So
I think it's a little different from last year, because last year, obviously, when we went down to Lisbon, Lisbon wrestled, I can't remember who was it Postville? Pleasantville. There you go. So Lisbon wrestled Pleasantville first, then Wapsie wrestled Pleasantville, and the winner of those duels, faced off. With Wapsie and Lisbon both winning, so Wapsie and Lisbon wrestled the final duel, right? But we wrestled Pleasantville, right, Blake? Never mind. I forget that I just rambled for the last minute.
No, you're doing great.
It's been a long time. That was a long time ago, Blake. All right. Hilsenbach racks up the fall. As that will be our last JV match. Teams will shake hands in the middle. We will head to our second duel of the night. The East Marshall GMG, Meskwaki, the Mustangs taking on BCLUW South Hardin Storm. So your final duel stats, I guess your final duel score, 72-6 in favor of Wapsie Valley. The final duel stats tonight presented by Reedland Telephone Cooperative. RTC is here to provide high-quality, superior service to you, the customer, by offering great customer service and the services you want and need to work and stay connected with family and friends. Reach out to them at 319-279-3375 or email manager@reedlandteleco.com. So your RTC Communications recap. Final score, 72-6 in favor of the Warriors. The Mustangs had 2 decisions, the Warriors none. Neither team had any major decisions or technical falls. The Warriors had 8 falls and 4 forfeits, making the final score 72-6. Wyatt, what do you think is your recap on this first duel?
Well, I kind of want to go through these real quick. I noticed just some focuses here, and I want to start with Reese Hagenau at 132. 55-second pin. That means a first period pin. Next we go to Caden Dana at 144. 37-second pin, first period. I can go down to Easton Crowell. Minute.
Alrighty, welcome back. We're back. I think, yeah, we're back streaming live. We had a little bit of a cutout here. Blake doesn't know how to run a computer anymore. But anyways, you were talking about first period pins. How does that play an impact to being able to, work really fast? Being able to finish up the job. That
shows that our athletes don't wait around, don't hang out, aren't thinking this is just a nobody duel. It doesn't matter. I'm focusing more on the next thing. No, this shows them that we came here to get the job done. I'm coming here to compete, and that is awesome. So let me say that again. 106, Caden Belinsky, first period pin, a minute 48. Sawyer Crawl, 18-second pin at 113. Then we go to Reese Hagenow, 55-second pin. Caden Dana, 37-second pin. Those are some fast pins. Again, Easton Crawl, minute 25. Go all the way down to Derek Hilsenbeck. He had a minute 31 pin. Those first period pins are really cool to see. It just shows, again, like I said before, they're getting after it tonight.
So moving on into the second duel of the night, which will be East Marshall, GMG Meskwaki taking on South Hardin-BCLUW.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
I'm going to take a quick selfie for all our fans.
Look at that. So moving on into this second duel, what are you liking from both of these teams?
I like the matchup right away. Oh, excuse me. I thought we were talking about the Wapsie duel. I'm looking for it to be quick so we can get to Wapsie.
Wow. Way to go, Wyatt. Bonus points to you, man. That is wow.
Both these teams have a lot of open weights.
I guarantee you every Mustang and Storm fan just clicked off. They just, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
They're muting their TV or phone right now.
They're muting the TV and just like, I don't want to hear these guys talk anymore.
They're like, that guy doesn't know. So, I think it's cool to see a new team out wrestling here. I don't believe we've seen these at any other tournament. So, I think South Hardin-BCLUW actually did have a tournament that we might have been at or a duel, but love to see them out and competing. BCLUW has had some top wrestlers in years past, and maybe that's bled into their team now. So excited to see them compete.
Yeah, and I know both these teams have open weights. You liking the matchups of where kind of those lie? Do you think either team will try to take advantage of those?
Yeah, I could have guessed East Marshall will bump guys around because they got a lot of heavier weights. I see this shows South Hardin has an open weight at 120 and 150. But they also have a ranked wrestler at 285. So that's kind of some disadvantages and advantages that we'll get to see tonight.
So I am having a rough time with the vocabulary tonight. Blake has all the regional sites here. So in Class 1A at Albernet will be Pleasantville and Earlham. And then the winner of that duel will take on Albernet that night. By the way, Albernet being ranked ahead of Don Bosco Gilbertville. Interesting, to say the least.
Yeah. They
don't they have one open weight? Yeah. Two? Oh, that's right. So then at Don Bosco Gilbertville, it will be MFL Marmac and Nottoway Valley, if I can say these schools right. And then the winner of that duel will take on Don Bosco Gilbertville. At Wilton, it'll be West Branch versus Interstate 35 Truo. Truo? Yeah, there you go. And then the winner of that will take on Wilton. At Lake Mills, it'll be Denver and Akron Westfield, 14 and versus 18. The winner of that will take on fourth-ranked Lake Mills. At Nashua Plainfield, it will be Emmetsburg versus Central Springs. The winner takes on Nashua Plainfield. At West Hancock, it'll be Wapsie Valley versus Riverside Oakland. The winner of that take on West Hancock. That is in Britt. And then at Jessup, it will be Lisbon and North Butler, Clarksville. The winner of that will take on Jessup. And then finally at Hinton, it will be Logan Magnolia taking on Shenandoah, and the winner will take on Hinton in that duel. So, based off the regional sites.
So I studied them a little bit.
What one are you looking forward to the most?
Obviously the Wapsie duel. I would want us to get after West Hancock and get into the state duel tournament. Actually, I think that Don Bosco versus MFL Marmac will be a pretty good duel. MFL Marmac maybe bump guys around. Don Bosco's always been dominant, but they have their losses. And so MFL Marmac maybe take advantage of that.
Really? They lose? No.
Well, they lost to the Battle of Waterloo to some out of
top-tier competition.
Yes.
You had Waverly, Shell Rock, Bettendorf, I think Albernet. Those were the 3 other teams in the Battle of Waterloo.
The closer, I really don't think Denver's going to do much damage to Lake Mills, but obviously that will be close because they're in our area. Nashua Plainfield versus Emmetsburg. I think Nashua takes care of business. They got top-ranked wrestlers. Lisbon versus Jessup. Jessup, we saw them first.
That one is going to be good.
That will be great. You know, those closer-seeded teams like Logan Magnolia, who's ranked 9th, and then Hinton, who's 8th, that will be obviously a toss-up. I don't know those teams like the back of my hand, but I think it'll be a great – that's kind of some travel for all the teams,
yeah.
though. Everyone's got to fuel their buses up. And get
yeah. If I had to say something, what I think is going to happen, I really do think that Jessup is going to be able to take care of Lisbon. I do see that duel, being close down the stretch.
Yeah.
I really think it kind of depends on where they start for that.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of depends on how they want to structure things down the stretch. But I do think Jessup takes care of business. Like you said, the 8 versus 9, that's a complete coin flip. You have no idea what's going on. I'm really excited about this Nashua Plainfield Emmetsburg thing.
Yeah.
Emmetsburg has a shot in that duel. Obviously, Nashua Plainfield has the ranked guys, and they have they still have God, what's their name? I can't think. The Rinkin, one of the Rinkin brothers.
Yep. Jaden Rinkin.
Yeah, and I think Nashua can take care of business. That's going to be a close duel. Obviously, like you said, I don't think Denver or Akron Westfield, whoever makes it to that duel against Lake Mills, I don't think they're going to do much to Lake Mills. And obviously, as you get further up and down the rankings, like this Wilton duel, I could see West Branch doing something, maybe causing a ruckus down there, making it close. But I think Wilton's going to, like all these teams, Albernet, Don Bosco, Wilton, they're going to take care of business.
So Nashua, sorry to cut you off. Nashua was at our Chris Davis tournament, and they took care of business here. And Nashua's been really, really dominant all season long. So Coach Frost has been around a long time, and I appreciate his success that he's had. He's going to be making that state dual title run, and he's going to have to. Obviously, you got to take one duel at a time, one match at a time, but I'm looking for some surprises, maybe even a possible upset to get into the finals for Nashua Plainfield versus who's ranked number 1. That would be Albernet. So
if I had to pin an upset on anything, if there's anything that I have to say here, I'm going to say it right now. I think that Nashua Plainfield has a possibility of upsetting Bosco. I really do think that's going to happen. You looking at the Linn-Mar-Marion duel here?
I was just going to show you that Waverly has to take on Linn-Mar.
At
Linn-Mar.
Ooh.
So even
that's scary.
Our nearby rivals, they got a tough setup for them on Tuesday as well.
I said earlier, we faced Waverly Shellrock in the Battle of Waterloo. If I had something to peg on that duel, I would have said Wapsie had a chance of winning that duel. Obviously, that did not come to fruition, unfortunately, but Waverly Shellrock is not as dominant as they have been the last few years, and that is something that has plagued them a little bit. They have a really young team. Mm-hmm. They obviously they have a few freshmen, and honestly, this is a little bit of a humble brag. I've wrestled most of the guys in their lineup right now. I used to be practice partners with most of those guys when I wrestled for Shellrock for a little bit, like Cade Weatherall and Colby Sproul and all those guys. I mean, now as we get into our second duel tonight, but Waverly Shellrock going to Linn-Mar, that is going to be that's something to put on your calendar for that duel.
Did you see Janesville's starting their own wrestling program as well?
Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear from them.
So that's going to be, Janesville's known for sending some wrestlers over to Waverly. Aiden Riggins, grew up in the Janesville area.
Now wrestling at Iowa.
Yep, so it'll be cool. I'm glad more smaller schools are embracing the sport. So especially in the Northeast Iowa area.
It's just cool to see, how certain teams develop over time. And some teams, they start off together. Eventually, they're going to be able to branch off if the numbers get up. I think Dighton, New Hartford, and GR, I feel like you look at those two schools, or even AP and Grundy Center, they sound like they could stand on their own, but yet they still are together. And you just wonder, could they be able to, have a program on their own? But it's really hard to start a program from scratch if you don't have the numbers.
Yeah. I think, I was kind of hearing from the community that they'll have, they won't have a full lineup, but they have guys going out, and their club program is actually very, very competitive and strong. So the numbers are growing. So this is JV, correct, that we're watching?
No, this is varsity.
Okay.
So we were scheduled to start at 126. We had a double open there.
Wow, BCLUW starts out strong with a quick pin in the first. This might be a quick duel, Zach.
Yeah. Get to senior night pretty quick. Yeah, you can go for it. You can write them down.
Have to? Is this my homework assignment for today?
Yeah.
Okay.
One less thing that's on my plate.
Okay. So 132.
Goodness. What the? Hold on. I got to point this out. Blake took my lineup sheet. Christian Miller, the head coach of... This is something that I see in wrestling a lot. I think Tom Brands has done it to some of his guys. You know, guys, they walk up, clap hands, bam, slap to the face, bam, slap to the side of the head. It is... Wow. You got to be, like, wired.
I don't know if you saw that, Zach, but when we talked about the coin flip and deciding who goes out,
Yeah.
East Marshall just kind of made a move there. The kid was running to the head table, and the coach has a loud whistle, and I had to look up, and he came back, and I think they might have switched kids, or it doesn't look like a forfeit, but again, maybe some strategy. Maybe East Marshall thinks, hey, we can, even with our forfeits, we can move guys around and still take advantage of a win here.
Yeah, so it is 12-0. 2 forfeits for BCLUW.
Looks like it's Ethan Lindsay from BCLUW. Those are the names. My apologies.
So it says it's supposed to be a double forfeit at 144. So now we're up to 150. This is crazy.
See, that's where maybe a strategy came in.
So now we're up to 150. If you don't want to have to deal with that, I'll just look off of Blake's phone when we're done.
There you go.
That's you got a break. I'm the nice teacher here. You don't got to do your homework.
Thank you, Mr. Bavers.
I'm the teacher now. No. If you didn't know, Wyatt used to be my ag teacher when I was in junior high. Ooh, there we go. So we will have Lawrence Dye, who bumped up a weight up to 150, and then Bo Town, who bumped from 144 up to the open weight at 150.
So double forfeit. I guess they're not going to put the team score up there. You could put 6-6. Both teams received 6 points, but technically no, because
nobody went out there, guys are hand raised, but it is what it is. Town working on a half Nelson. He's gonna work it over. Some quick work.
So I guess I can explain that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
What they were going to do is they were going to bump 144 to 150 to take the forfeit, and then bump James up and Javen Roberts up to 165. So East Marshall didn't have to forfeit 165, but BCLUW. So East Marshall had to throw a guy up there first, and BCLUW decided, hey, you're not going to forfeit against us. I want to wrestle this guy. So they both bumped up. Is kind of what happened. So
yeah. Well, it almost looks like
and it didn't pay off because he ended up getting pinned anyway.
Yeah. But we saw earlier that you talked about that East Marshall guy running up first when he wasn't supposed to. Obviously, that can have a change in who coaches send out at certain weights. But now it looks like we're gonna receive a forfeit for East Marshall. Never mind.
There he is.
Here we go. The Warriors over there sitting over in the corner, prepping for their final duel of the night.
It's good to see smiles, laughs, camaraderie at the teams. It means they're loose, they're enjoying each other. They're not feeling pressure or intensity. So.
Okay, so we have. So James Wenner is taking on Wyatt Giles. Yeah, said that right? Okay.
Yeah, so East Marshall must have bumped their lineup up from 144 on up.
Yeah, just to make up for that open weight at 165.
We do have a comment. Keith Brandt, who looks like the Crawl's grandpa, is watching from North Carolina. We got a watcher from North Carolina.
Look at that.
Well, welcome.
We appreciate you. We're getting views from all over the country.
That's pretty cool.
I've had some.
There you go.
Takedown, reversal. Wow. And a fall.
And
Look at that. Look at all that go.
So Wyatt Giles wins.
All of that.
In 52 seconds.
Man. That's
so
craziness.
The duel is 24-0, South Hardin-BCLUW.
And after all of that craziness, it's still 24-0.
Yeah.
But I was about to say, I think I know I have some relatives that live down in Texas that have watched some of our duels. Obviously, we have people all over the state of Iowa tuning in to watch our duels. So now we're up to 30-0 after a forfeit, and then we will flip it up to 175 pounds. So the forfeit pays off. Bumping everybody up pays off. They get a forfeit out of the deal. So now we'll move up to 175.
I thought they would bump Javen Roberts up to 165 to face Sam Garber, but maybe this is Javen Roberts.
So it'll be Alex Paxton for BCLUW, and then for the Mustangs, East Marshall GMG, they have Drew Weeder.
And Drew Weeder wrestled Brock Kleitch at 175 last duel, and Brock took care of business, winning by fall in 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
I will say, Weeder put up a great fight in that match, though. He was able to get out of some cradles that Brock was looking for, but ultimately just could. Wow! He went for the head pinch.
He's kind of got Brock Kleitch's body type, kind of a little bit lengthy, but has those muscles in his arms to be able to hold wrists and arms and head snaps.
And Weeder, a bigger, bulkier guy.
Yeah. Can't stop cradles, though, or half Nelsons.
I'm still awaiting our full Nelson counter.
Up to 4.
Still awaiting for it, Blake.
In that last duel, I thought I saw a full Nelson almost, but the ref.
There's been a lot of close calls.
Close calls.
We could be up to about like 7 or 8 now. If we were calling the lenient ones, but,
I should give a happy birthday out to Kanan Decker. Happy birthday to my father. Happy birthday to my brother. And happy birthday to me.
Way to go.
And Zach's going to sing happy birthday for us during the intermission.
That is not happening. No, I may be in choir, but I ain't a good singer. I'm going to tell you that right now. You don't want to hear me sing, Wyatt. It is not pretty.
That's okay.
It ain't pretty.
You could sing along with Aiden Shannon's viola. That was amazing.
Maybe I'll just he'll be able to cover my horrible singing.
There you go.
Cover it all up. So we'll square up 3-3 now. It's a lot of action here in this first period. Weeder in on a high crotch. Town sprawls away. Short time. He's got to work around. Can he get there? No. Maybe. Did he? No. If only if we had review in high school.
Yeah, the side ref also waved it off, so dual decision there.
I'm just saying that because it was close. In my opinion, I almost thought he got it. He was very close. Very, very, very close. They're looking for
Hold
blood.
on 1 second, Zach.
Uh-oh. Birthday boy's got to take a birthday call. It's just me now. Look at all that go. Oh! Yikes. Kicked his mic. Those are expensive, Wyatt. Can't be doing that. Blake, do you want to talk for a little bit? There we go. Look at that. How are you?
Oh, I'm not doing too bad. I mean, just sitting here trying to make you guys look good, sound good.
That is not how that works, but whatever. Sorry, it kind of is how that works, but. So what have you liked so far? You got any ideas? I know you've been talking a whole lot. We have not. So.
I've just been kind of talk to you guys and give you guys a little bit of information, but I just see Weeder get the escape there, go up 4-1 or 4-3 there on Alex Paxson. Just like the match that we've seen a little bit of action. Things have kind of been moving. But unfortunately, we've seen a lot of forfeits.
Yeah.
But the matches that have gone out there, things have been moving along pretty well.
There is nothing shorter than the North Tama-Sumner duel from last year. That duel lasted about a minute.
I feel like this year's North Tama-Sumner duel might have been pretty close.
Yeah, it was not very long. It was about a minute. I remember that was the first duel I did by myself my mom got upset because I was doing a duel by myself as a 7th grader. And I was like, Mom, it lasted 30 seconds. There was 8 forfeits. There was no reason. That was the first duel I've ever seen where there was 4 double forfeits. That ain't great.
You were an 8th grader last year for that one.
I'm getting old. I can't remember these things.
I don't want to hear it.
Did you get your birthday call done, Wyatt?
It was my grandma and grandpa. They're listening.
Well, there you go.
All right, everybody who's listening, if you want, say hi to Wyatt in the chat. Wish him a happy birthday. 30 seconds to go in the period here between Paxson and Weeder, both trying to feel each other out.
Had a lot of action in the first period, not a lot in the second. Guys just trying to find weaknesses. Right into a heavy collar tie. Under 10 to go. Snap down attempt. But that is how the second period will end. Another snap down into a low. Try to go for an ankle pick, I should say.
So going into the third period here, it is Drew Weeder of East Marshall GMG Meskwaki up 4-3 on Alex Paxson of South Hardin-BCLUW.
Paxson going to take that bottom position. Got to work a quick escape. Wrestle this match on your feet. I am also a little shocked that was not a caution because he about had a tight waist.
Yeah, Weeder was just a little bit early on that start, but
not only was he early, he also had a tight waist. Two things there, but I'm not a ref.
Trying to work through almost. Did you try to work through for a ball and chain there? The way he's using that right arm, but
maybe, but it almost looks like he's trying to peel out the that arm, but he lost it. If you're Paxi, you got to work up to your feet here. He's trying to just kind of curl up. Can't really do that. You got to work up to your feet.
Weeder just has a tight grip on Paxson's left wrist there. He can't move that an inch.
A lot of forward pressure, too. He's out to the side. And now,
got a stalling called on Paxson.
Not a position where you want to be. A minute to go. Paxson's got to work up to his feet, but Weeder, that grip on that wrist is tight. Now he's going to switch it over to the right wrist. Now he looks back for that left wrist. Paxson's got to work up to his feet. He's kind of just been stuck in this leg whizzer. And now Weeder's going to look for a cradle. He's going to circle around. Paxson tripods up. He's got to move. Get an escape at least. Tie this thing up. Send it to overtime. We get our first overtime match of the night. But now bellied out. 15 to go. Not a good look for Paxson. Weeder's got an armbar.
Paxson just has to get moving, try to find just the smallest bit of edge, but I don't think there's going to be enough time.
One of the hardest things to do in wrestling is ride out your opponent for a period. And a fantastic job from Weeder, just being able to ride solid in that top position and just no mobility whatsoever. Stuck the leg in, had a tight grip on the wrist, just not allowing Paxson to move anywhere.
And that was very much a complete ride out in that third period as Drew Weeder picks up the win 4-3, giving East Marshall GMG Meskwaki their first match win in this duel.
And now we'll forfeit as we head to 215 pounds. So
I'm gonna pass the mic back to Wyatt over there. He's looking a little bored, so I can get the names going here.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I was kind of getting confused on the team score since I walked away. Hey, before we get started, I just walked by some visitor fans, and they tapped me on the shoulder and said, that young gentleman is an awesome speaker. And they weren't talking about me,
they didn't
Zach.
say that.
Absolutely,
Come on.
They did. They go, what's his future? Is he going to have a career in radio? And I said, absolutely. I'm promising you. She said that. She goes, thank you for his commentating. It's great. So
I will say I'm glad you're back. I got tired of listening to him.
Listening to Blake?
Yep.
No, my grandma and grandpa are watching tonight. They wanted to hear me and see how Wapsie's doing. So
For the amount of hard time I give Blake all the time. I'm waiting for the payback. It hasn't come yet, but I'm guessing it's gonna come around at some point. So I guess I just gotta prep myself for that.
After wrestling and basketball season, do you do spring sports? You do baseball and
well, okay, yeah, summer. So
sports.
yeah, we kind of there's a few parts in the year where it's a little bit dead for everything. That break between baseball and softball and football, that's a little bit of a dead period. And then obviously football into wrestling is a little bit more of a dead period there for about a week or two. And then I guess football into basketball and stuff like that. And then finally that spring-summer transition, that's probably the biggest dead time where, it's wrestling into softball, baseball back in the summer. You have a little bit of grace for basketball as well because they end a little bit later. But still, there's still a little bit of a dead period there. And now that I say this, I'm going to say this now. I'm starting to get a little bit less. I have a little bit less on my plate every year because I'll be playing baseball over the summer, so I won't be able to broadcast baseball.
Yep.
Shane Kelly are great.
Yeah, Shane Kelly's done a great job with baseball. Riker will probably do softball still. Well, that was almost a full Nelson.
Yeah.
And then, obviously I'll be playing football as well, so won't be doing that. I will probably kick it back up when we start volleyball again, and then obviously wrestling over the winter. I'll be back and rolling for that. So we got a reversal here. Make it 2-2 at the end of the first. So it's Alex Bautista taking on Manning Fance. Something that, I gotta say, we talked about obviously the wrestling side of things because that's what we're broadcasting, but the coaching side of things. Obviously, you're a junior high coach. What kind of goes into most of these coaching decisions that we see from dual coaches?
Yeah, so you gotta do your homework beforehand. You gotta know who you're facing and what their strengths and weaknesses is. When it comes to regional duels or even postseason districts, sometimes you'll even send your assistant coaches or even some good fellow fans that will go and maybe get some video and get some scouting out. If you face that opponent before, maybe you have your own film and you say, hey, what did I do right and wrong? And so that's some homework you have to do beforehand. During the duel, when a simple duel like this with just some fellow teams, not necessarily rivals or not teams that will necessarily see a whole lot, it's more just getting your athletes prepared and just saying, let's just do the business that is ahead of us. So sometimes it doesn't take a whole lot of prep time, more focus within than without or than the outside. So with junior high, it's all just about enthusiasm, and sticking to the basics. My big saying this year, if any junior high kids are listening,
chocolate-covered sundae. No.
So that was my one 2 or 3 years ago. This year it was bread and butter feeds the family. So if you want to feed the family, you got to do your bread and butter items. And then Braden Baranobis would say, well, I like ice caramel sundaes or ice chocolate sundaes, and I said, well, I do too. So we'd always say makes the family even more healthier and better. So it's just to me, it's not about weight cut. It's not about studying necessarily your opponent. When you're just talking about a simple duel with a nearby school, it's about enthusiasm, putting the things that are simple together and going out and giving it your best. I think that is what builds the passion and builds the efforts within an athlete. So
then I guess one last thing here. Are you more – I know you as a wrestler, you wrestled for Charles City, correct?
Yeah.
During your high school career. Were you more of a wrestler that kind of, I know I was a wrestler that kind of leaned on my coaches a little bit. They kind of made the decisions for me. Those period breaks where you had those decisions to make. Were you a guy that kind of were independent, did your own thing, made your own decisions, or were you kind of lenient on your coaches?
I was very much lenient on the coaches. I tried to listen and learn as much as I could. I guess I would compare myself to a Wally Kaufman.
Geez.
Oh, he's stacking
him up.
Got his head to his chest. That's got to hurt.
Oh,
he's going to get a pin here.
He's looking for it. Bautista has that back ankle, though, not allowing fans to really push off of his toes.
He needs to sit back and go chest to chest a little bit more.
And he got the fall. So we'll move up to 285. But continue, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
me continue. Sorry. No, I just was comparing myself to Wally Kaufman. I say I'm a really enthusiastic, emotional wrestler. And, I mean, my wife can attest to that. Hey, Wyatt, calm down. You're getting too hyper at the Packer game.
So we will have Wyatt Stolzer
This will be a good matchup.
taking on 12th ranked in Class 2A, Sean May of BCLUW, and May right away to a double. He's got that shoulder brace. It's a thing whenever I see shoulder braces, it reminds me a lot of Corey Clark.
Oh, yeah.
Famous Iowa wrestler, was national champion. He's one of the best Iowa wrestlers of all time. He was a very hardcore guy, but his big thing, he basically won a national title with like one arm. He broke his shoulder heading into the national tournament and won a national title with one arm.
So Wyatt Stolzer from East Marshall wrestled Grayson Miller in the last duel and beat Grayson 6-3. So, and Sean May is ranked 12th. But again, this is at heavyweight right now, and so Wyatt Stolzer bumped up here to wrestle a ranked wrestler. So, like you talked about at the beginning of the duel with Wapsie, seeing Derek Hilsenbeck ranked, this will be a good matchup for him if Sean May goes out and steps across the mat from him.
Yeah, especially if Hilsenbeck can capitalize, get a victory at 285. Then it's like, rank the guy already. Let's go. Like, come on. Kleitch got a pin. Hilsenbeck pinned a ranked wrestler. How long does it take you? Figure it out. Let's go. Quick fall for Sean May. Make it. You let me finish, Blake. Goodness. 112, the fall. Not mad. I'm just disappointed in myself because I need to do it faster, you know? Goodness. So bump it over to 106.
So that was now 42-9 the duel, correct?
Yep. So it'll be Cade Birchland, and here's where things get tough.
Jaden Mushik.
There you go. You got it. You're doing the names from now on.
Okay.
Until we get the last duel.
Will Feldpausch at 113 is a pretty popular name around the BCLUW area, so that's at 113, but 106 is up right now.
So right away, good action on the edge of the mat. They'll go out of bounds.
.106 is known for freshmen and obviously beginners and opportunities for younger wrestlers to see the varsity stage. So it looks like we got some smaller wrestlers here that are freshmen, I believe. Back in my day, it was 103 pounds, and then back during my father's day, it was 98 pounds. But that's when they also had super heavyweight.
They had super heavyweight?
Yeah, back in the 80s, they had super heavyweight. So.
Oh, I remember there was a guy that used to wrestle for, I think it was Iowa State. He weighed like 400 pounds, yeah?
I could imagine.
That thing's in my mind now. That's got to be wrestling super heavyweight must have sucked. That had to have been the worst time ever having to face that Iowa State guy. You're facing Iowa State. You're like, I don't want to wrestle him. I'm done. I ain't doing this. It's hard to imagine how much weights have changed over even just the last few years, from different weight changes and different weight classes. We've stayed the same at 14, but obviously different states, they go from 13 to 12 to 10. Okay, never mind, not 10. 12, 13, 14. I'm thinking of college. College is 10. But, so I guess think about the changes.
Yeah.
Iowa is a state that is at 14. I think Minnesota went down to 13. Yeah, and then Illinois, I think, is at I think they're at 14 as well. But the weight changes and, the weight numbers, what do you think is a right idea for those?
Yeah, I think I would rather see it an odd number, maybe 13 or 15. But I think they have the weights correct
Just
this
so you don't
year.
have a tie, like ever. Yeah.
I think that's also a good point. But I think, throwing in an extra weight also helps kind of deviate your team out a little bit more. But when you're talking about small 1A schools, it can also hurt. But going back to the individual weights this year, I think they finally have it correct with 144 and 157 added in, and change those from 152 and 145. I think those are better weights suited for BMIs of high school athletes. So obviously it's a nationwide average of what they do. They kind of study the growth of young adults, and these kind of fit the sport a little bit better. In my just Wyatt's opinion. So
I think for me, anyways, I'd like to see it go down a little bit. I'd like to see it down to like 13 or 12, mainly because of the fact that the open weights, there's too many of them, and open weights stink because it can cost the team a duel. We saw it cost Wapsie a duel. We saw it, and it really benefits the teams that bring full lineups to the table, but it really, really, really hurts the teams that don't. And the thing that that sucks about that is when you don't bring a full lineup to the table and you give up, even if you give up a weight that's open, you're starting 6-0 in the hole. And just eliminating that entirely, I think, would kind of even out the playing field with teams. Obviously, teams that bring in fuller lineups, they're going to have less weights to put your guys in. It makes more coaching decisions and whatnot, but it really helps bolster the teams that don't have, full lineups. It really gives them a shot to compete against some of the teams that normally do.
And I think with a lot of 1A teams, you start seeing more of these triangulars and quads because sometimes if you have 7-8 plus forfeits, it makes for a quick night of wrestling.
Is this JV or is this varsity? So the duel is over, I guess. Yeah, we finished off with a few forfeits there, but the final score 42-27 in favor of South Hardin-BCLUW. So I have the phone here for you. You can go through that.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me clear my throat. And we started the duel at 126, correct?
Yep.
So 126, there was actually a double forfeit here in track wrestling. At 132, Zayden Eggers from BCLUW pinned Cooper Lenz in a minute 19, making the duel 6-0 for BCLUW. 138, Ethan Lindsay for BCLUW had a forfeit. 144, we saw a double forfeit there. 150, Bo Town of BCLUW with a pin over Lawrence Dye. At 157, we saw Wyatt Gillis for BCLUW with a pin over James Wenner. At 165, we saw Sam Garber with a forfeit from BCLUW. At 175, Drew Weeder for East Marshall with a decision over Alex Paxson, 4-3. At 190, we saw Jonathan Edel from East Marshall with a forfeit, receiving a forfeit. 215, we saw Manning Pants from BCLUW over Alex Batista and a fall in 4 minutes and 44 seconds. And then at heavyweight, we saw Sean May for BCLUW with a pin over Wyatt Salzer. We then get into 106, and we had Caden Birchland with a pin over Jaden Mushik, who's from East Marshall. At 113, Hayden Bolus for East Marshall with a forfeit. And at 120, Nolan Kuhn with a forfeit, making the final team score Zachary Bavers 42-27. BCLUW takes the win.
I will say I'm a little bit on cloud 9 right now. I posted something to my Instagram story a little earlier about some Iowa wrestling stuff. Victor Voinovich, he's a 149-pounder for Iowa.
Yeah.
Guy just followed me on Instagram. I'm on cloud 9 right now.
That's awesome.
I'm about to lose my mind here. Blake, I just showed Blake what happened, and Blake blew Blake's mind too. So we're going places,
That's awesome. Victor's been having a lot of success lately. It's good.
Yeah, he's awesome. I know I was watching the Purdue duel the other night, and I was completely blown away of how fast, how active, how good Victor Voinovich is. So I guess getting back to the duel now, we're gonna have our RTC duel recap. We're gonna wait till after the JV matches conclude here, and then we will hit senior night. We'll have a little bit of intermission for that. And then we will have our final duel of the night between Wapsie Valley and South Hardin-BCLUW.
Sorry.
Why? He's making sure everybody knows.
No.
You know? Hey, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Everyone's Snapchatting, texting me birthday deals. I should just put my phone on silent. I usually take
Happy
my
birthday.
I usually take my.
It's all because Blake. It's all because of Blake.
Oh dear.
All because Blake said, "Tell everybody in the chat that's
No,
Wyatt's birthday."
No, I usually take it off of Facebook and social media because I feel awkward when you open Facebook and you got 80 happy birthdays from a bunch of people.
That's I can about imagine that. So get ready for everything to go down the drain because now I'm the one running the computer. Here we go.
Okay, you'll
Blake
do
has
just
to.
fine.
Blake has to go down and announce some stuff for senior night. Obviously, it's going to be, I will say, it will be a pretty emotional spot in the, what are you looking at?
Do we have to do any more ads
Oh,
or commercial break?
We will in a little bit. But anyways, as I was saying,
Oh yes,
it's gonna be a little bit of an emotional time here. A little bit, obviously. The late Carson McGrain would have been a senior this year. One of the most influential people in our community, in this program. He's done so much in such little time for the program, and it's just great to see him being recognized tonight.
Yeah,
because obviously he would have been wrestling tonight for sure.
Absolutely. I never got to meet Carson McGrain, but I definitely have heard the stories, and his legacy lives on with his senior class here. I see all the teams wearing the white Carson McGrain shirts with his legendary logo CM, his initials with the wings. So those are pretty sweet shirts.
So we are getting closer to the end of this second duel here. Wyatt and I are kind of taking the back seat right now. We're kind of just relaxing.
Yeah, just calm before the storm. I see Wapsie starting to get up and start stretching, and then, well, they're ready to compete.
I'm still on cloud nine. I can't. I'm checking my phone right now. I'm going crazy.
So it's senior night tonight. We have 4 seniors, and we have 1 manager, correct?
Two senior managers.
2 senior managers. Any cheerleaders? I don't believe so.
2, I believe.
Okay, 2.
So I believe I'm gonna try to do this the best I can.
That's all right.
Hopefully I'm not terribly wrong. But anyways, the 4 seniors on our wrestling team are Brody Kleitch, Easton Kroll, Brock Kleitch, and Jake Shore, as well as Derek Kilsenbach. So I believe, is that 5? God, I can't even count.
You're all right.
Yeah, it is 5. We said it was 4 earlier before the duel. It's 5. Don't worry.
5.
I guess we forgot about Jake Shore.
That's
Sorry
all right.
about that. But
and Jake Shore has a fractured or broken hand, I see. So.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was after the crazy match at Deck New Hartford that we were yelling.
Yeah.
Almost taking out that ranked wrestler. So.
Yeah. And then senior managers are Ava Vandale, Lexi Lansing, and then I think Matilda Miller is also. Maybe Matilda's a junior. I can't remember.
Matilda is a senior.
Matilda's a senior. So there you go. You got 3 senior managers. And then finally, senior cheerleaders, if I can get this right, I really hope I do. Veronica Wittenberg and Michaela Bixman, I think, are the only 2 senior cheerleaders. Maybe no, I take that back. I think Michaela's a junior.
Okay.
So we'll know here in like 10 minutes time, but you know.
So my senior year, we had so many snow days, we didn't even have a senior night, unfortunately.
Ooh.
So, and I was a little scared when the weather. I saw a lot of sleet and rain, and then I had to run some errands in Cedar Falls this afternoon. So I'm like, ooh, the roads might get a little slick, but I'm happy that we're having tonight's dual meet.
I was just about to ask you what it's like to be a senior on senior night, but now I can't ask that question.
Nope, never got to experience that, unfortunately. Looks like we got a blood time that's holding us up from senior night, I see, with this JV match.
Linger. So, like we said earlier, obviously the plan is for me and you at least to go up to West Hancock. If we do go, I'm going to ask you right now. If we do go, if Blake lets me go do this, are you willing to stream with me that night?
I think I should be able to.
There we go.
I gotta talk with my family, my wife. I gotta get my approval too, but it's going to be exciting to travel to regional duels. and compete and take out a higher ranked
Hold
team.
Hold on. You said you were leaving me to go get ready for senior night. Yet you went and walked off and got mac and cheese. Oh my God, I cannot take it with you. What is happening? Wow. Okay. Well,
I would like to know the blood time. If someone's on track wrestling could tell me how much blood time. We got to be getting close because you get a 5-minute blood time warning, and
he's been going over there.
It's been going on for more than 2.5 minutes. That's for sure.
Our great trainer, Aaron Johnson, has been doing a great job trying to put an end to the blood time over here. They're saying
you get 5 minutes of blood time.
So they must have cut it within the first 40 seconds, or it's still going. So the refs are walking over and saying, "Are you going to be able to wrestle?"
They cut it and then restarted it, I guess.
So
right?
I'm again, now that's my birthday, I can say back in the day, there was not 5 minutes worth of blood time.
How much time did you get?
Oh, I think it was 1:30, then it jumped to 2 minutes, and then 3 minutes. Now it's up to 5 minutes, which is good. And injury time used to be the 5 minutes. Now they got that switched around, which I think is a little bit better because, it looks like he is forfeiting his broken nose or just can't stop the blood. So medical forfeit for BCLUW.
Well, an anticlimactic way to end, but that is how it is. So teams will shake hands in the middle. We will have our senior night presentation here in a little bit, but right now Blake's got to go run and get a MacBook charger because the computer's about to die. So, oh, look at that. He came prepared. But anyways, our duel recap presented by RTC. Final score of the duel tonight is 42-27. The Mustangs had one decision to the Storm, none. Neither team had a major decision or technical fall. We have not seen one yet tonight. South Hardin-BCLUW had 5 falls to the Mustangs 1, and then East Marshall GMG Meskwaki had 3 forfeits to South Hardin-BCLUW's 2, making the final score 42-27. So we're going to take a quick break. We will be back for a little bit of a recap and then maybe a tiny bit of preview for our final duel before senior night kicks off in full gear. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the Warrior Watch, the Wapsie Valley Sports Network.
In our senior night here at Wapsie Valley. Our first senior that we're going to recognize is Ava Van Dale. Ava is being escorted by her parents, Chad and Amber Van Dale. Ava has been a wrestling manager for 3 years. Her favorite memory over the 3 years are getting to go down to state with the team her sophomore year. Her plans after high school is attending Iowa State and majoring in exercise science. Thank you, Ava.
Our next senior is Lexi Lansing, escorted by Pat and Julie Lansing. Lexi has been a wrestling manager for 2 years. Her favorite memory over her career is making fun of Coach Caleb Crawl with Ava. Her plans after high school are to go to Iowa or UNI and her major is undecided. Lexi Lansing. As managers, you guys, your commitment is unmatched. There's not a better set of managers in the state. With your wrestling knowledge and your work ethic, you truly give this team everything you got. One more time for our managers who are spending their Saturdays in the gym. Now for our wrestlers. Our first senior, Derek Hilsenbach, escorted by Lane and Kelly Hilsenbach. Derek has been in wrestling since preschool. His favorite memory over his career is placing 5th at the state duels, and his plans after high school are to attend NICC to study HVAC. Once again, Derek Hilsenbach. Our next two seniors are Brock and Brody Fleich, escorted by Rick and Brenda Fleich. These two also have been in wrestling since preschool. Brody's favorite memory of his career is going to state duels and the bus rides with his teammates, as Brock as well going to state duels. Brody's plans after high school are to attend Iowa State and major in agricultural studies, and Brock is undecided yet. Once again, Brock and Brody Fleich. Our next senior, Easton Crawl, escorted by Brian and Jill Crawl. Easton is another senior who has been in wrestling since preschool. His favorite memory also is state duels last year. His plans after high school are to work in the area. Once again, Easton Crawl. And our last senior wrestler is Jake Shore, escorted by Jim and Dana Shore. Jake also has been in wrestling since preschool, and his favorite memory was placing 5th at the state duels. Jake's plans after high school are to major in kinesiology and play baseball at Simpson College. Jake Shore. We have a senior cheerleader, Veronica Wittenberg, escorted by David and Ruth Wittenberg. Veronica has been involved in cheerleading for 3 years. Her favorite memory is stealing someone's pizza with Matilda. Her plans after high school are going to Iowa State for engineering. Once again, Veronica Wittenberg. Our next senior is Matilda Miller, escorted by Brian and Jen Miller. Matilda has been involved in the wrestling program for 4 years. She has both managed and she is now a representative for Wapsie Valley in women's wrestling up at Sumner. Her favorite memory is telling Coach Crawl that she won her first bracket. After high school, Matilda plans to train for the National Guard and goes to the University of Iowa. Matilda Miller. Our next senior is Maddie Colas, escorted by Kayla and Dustin Colas. Maddie has been in the wrestling program for 2 years, either managing or wrestling. Her favorite memory is managing with Matilda. Coach Crawl would also like to thank Maddie for her artwork in the wrestling room, which if any of you have a chance, need to take a look at. Definitely a championship effort, and you would like to know that Maddie is an artist. Her plans after college are to attend the University of Iowa. Maddie Colas. As we express our gratitude towards these seniors, it is important to remember that their dedication, sacrifice, and contributions have not gone unnoticed. They have been a huge part of this team, pushing boundaries and inspiring others with their commitment. From the first day you guys set foot on the mat in the Little Kids program, you have not only developed the physical skills, but also your mental strength and resilience. You guys have faced many challenges, overcame obstacles, and never stopped believing in the process. It's leaders like you that have shown perseverance, teamwork, and sportsmanship to leave such a positive influence on your teammates and our community. Wrestling is a tough sport, and it teaches you many life lessons along the way. And I have no doubt you will be very successful in whatever you do to choose in your future. I will leave you one quote by the great Dan Gable. Once you've wrestled, everything else in life is easy. I wish you seniors the best of luck and give it everything you got to end up where you want to be. These are our Wapsie seniors. Boys came out a little bit early, but that's okay. I would also like to take a moment to recognize a very special individual in all our lives. Carson McGrain, son of James and Joey McGrain. Once again, I'm emotional because of all of you moms. All your wrestling in the crowd, everything drives me crazy. It's not about these boys, okay? I had to say that to break the ice. Carson is someone who came into these boys' lives in grade school, knowing that he had a love for wrestling. He also had a love for hunting, fishing, snowmobiling, football, and work, along with a lot of other things. Carson was someone who touched every person he talked to. I always like to refer to him as a gentle giant. He was someone who was always there for everyone, no matter what. And he had this giant heart that he cared for so many. No matter what Carson did, he always gave 110%, which made others work harder and strive to be a better person for that. I think everyone to this day still lives by the saying, live like Carson. A few memories I would like to pass on about this special person. 1. My daughter Ava broke her foot and had to be on crutches. Guess who was the boy that carried her books to class? Carson. Maybe someone was left out or didn't get invited to a party. Guess who stayed back with him? Carson. And guess who would stay after practice to do the extra takedowns and conditioning after a tough weekend? Carson. He was someone who, when he put his mind to something, he followed through. And I think it is safe to say that Carson will live forever in his classmates as they go on to their next chapter. I also think it is important tonight to honor Carson as an honorary senior, knowing the impact he has had on everyone in this gym tonight. So I would ask that everyone please stand. And on the count of 3, I would like to hear everyone shout, "Live like Carson." 1, 2, 3.
Live like Carson.
Thank you, everyone.
Alrighty, welcome back to Fairbank, Iowa tonight inside Wapsie Valley Gymnasium as we get set for our main event tonight, Wapsie Valley versus South Hardin-BCLUW. We will start at 132 pounds. This duel is presented by Little Wapsie Communications. Their state-of-the-art fiber network is complete in Fairbank, ready to serve your home or business with the fastest internet in town. For plans, pricing, and more information, call 319-279-3375. Also, Prime Capital Investment Advisors. Ashley Jones and Joe Harris with Prime Capital Investment Advisors. From opening your first Roth IRA to drawing your hard-earned money in retirement, the team at Prime Capital Investment Advisors has the tools to accommodate. They are independent, fee-based fiduciaries and put honesty and transparency above all else. Best of all, they bleed black and gold. Mention this ad to get a complimentary second opinion meeting. Call Ashley at 319-269-7143. And as always, go Warriors. So Wyatt, getting set for the third duel tonight, what are you looking forward to from these two teams?
I'm looking forward to two big matches. I believe that Brock Kleitsch will have a good match with this Alex Paxson. I saw Alex Paxson take on Mr. Weeder from East Marshall, and it was a pretty good match. So Brock Kleitsch maybe will have a good go there for 6 minutes. The other match I want to see is Derek Hilsenbeck versus number 12th ranked Sean May. Derek has been slowly taking on every single weekend, beating good guys and taking on the best. So this is going to be another good matchup for him, and I'm loving to see him take advantage of that opportunity.
Alrighty, so we have a little bit of a delay up here at the scorers table.
I believe we're going to have two JV matches, if I'm correct. I do see J.J. Seaman with his headgear and singlet straps up. I do see Caleb Hogan as well, so that's going to be two things. I believe South Hardin, they show 2 forfeits, but I believe they may have more. I believe they may have 4 total forfeits.
Yeah, because in total, they only have 9 guys here.
9 guys and two JV kids are wrestling, so
make it 7 guys in the lineup. So that's only half of a lineup there.
But it sounds like Mr. Adams, Barney Wiersma, and then Chad Van Dale got some good country music going.
Yeah. Needed some music to lighten up the mood after that whole senior night speech there.
Yes.
So it will be J.J. Seaman taking on Nate Bishop. I will say, big weight difference here. J.J. weighing in at about 200, 190, around that area. And then Nate Bishop clocking in at 285 pounds. That's where he's listed at today.
JJ's first year of wrestling, I believe, was last year. In 8th grade, now he's a 9th grader. So, again, more match time, the better for JJ.
A big weight difference, and obviously weight in wrestling does a lot. Mass moves mass, but JJ doing a nice job right away.
That was quick.
Attacking a re-attack off a shot from Bishop, and now JJ going right to work. Guess he heard me say, weight is a big thing. Weight can, play a lot, and he's like, I'll prove you wrong.
He's got to stay behind the arms. He breaks him down to his belly. Now he's got to be looking for a pinning move.
It's a lot of forward pressure. So break Bishop down. He's got the wrist. Now he's, trying to work for something. Nice chop into the back of the head. He's got a power half.
Got it. Yep. You got to protect that roll through, but he's still got 2 swipes, so he's got 2 points coming his way once he gets around behind.
When you're wrestling, this big of a guy, you kind of have to be able to make sure you don't let too many things get away from you, because eventually Bishop's going to be able to, work his way up, maybe get an escape. But JJ Seaman doing a nice job of, working this power half.
Yeah, he's switching both sides. He's looking for all opportunities here, especially with a bigger gentleman that he's wrestling. You got to be able to try different things. So 10 seconds left of the first, and he's up 4-0. He's digging in another power half. He might get a couple swipes here.
On the edge, Bishop trying to keep his shoulder up. Hit for JJ Seaman. Did you see the look on his face?
1 second left of the first.
159 comes the pinfall. Did you see the look on JJ's face? He about looked as surprised as ever.
I'm happy for him. You know, it just builds his confidence as a young wrestler, so that was great to see.
Man, he looks so surprised. He looks so shocked.
He put a lot of work in to move that mass.
I've done my fair share of wrestling guys who are a lot bigger than I am, but.
So now we'll see Caleb Hogan wrestling.
I will say, it is very toasty in this gym.
I know. I had to stand up and stretch a little bit. I was getting kind of sweaty. I think Mr. Bergman does have that ventilation open.
Well, I had to change shirts before we started. He had a Packers sweatshirt that I still want to throw in the garbage.
No.
But I made him change because I wasn't going to allow that on our stream. So I don't want anybody to have the disgrace of having to look at a Packers sweatshirt. I can't have that here.
I need to get more Wapsie apparel.
Yeah. Got a lot of Wapsie FFA apparel, I bet.
I do. I do have a lot of FFA apparel. But that was blue and gold, and I think I'd represent BCLUW tonight. I was afraid to wear that. So BCLUW on a deep shot, but Caleb is sprawling hard and cross-facing. He's going to get 2-point takedown.
Right into that suck back chin into the shoulder.
Still bleeding.
No. Oh, that sucks. We're talking about right in the bottom right. You can barely see him. You can see his sweatshirt there, the plaid green. But this is an East Marshall wrestler.
I think JV 190. He got that bloody nose. He's still bleeding.
Jay Brew. He's still got that. It looks. We have to assume at this point it's probably a broken nose.
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, Caleb's got a cradle locked up.
Lost it. He had the finger grip.
Had the finger grip. Got to look more again for the palms. So, again, the two things we've been seeing a lot tonight are cradles, if not cradles, half Nelsons, if not half Nelsons.
Full Nelsons.
Full Nelsons.
And if not any of those three, armbar.
Armbar.
You have your backup, you have your plan A, your plan B, your plan C, your plan D.
Yes.
There you go. You gotta have the backup for the backup for the backup, you know?
35 seconds left. It is 2-1 with Caleb leading. Of the first period, I should say.
Nice shuck by there from Hogan. Just can't finish the shot. Heavy hand fighting. Snap down.
Oh, good duck under. Can he return him to the mat and get 2 points? Short time, 5 seconds left. He tries for a trip, and he gets it.
Nice way to end the first. 4-1 as we head to the second.
Shane Sparks tweeted the other day. If you don't know who Shane Sparks is, he's the NCAA championship commentator.
Big Ten guy.
Big Ten
he does
announcer.
Big Ten, yeah.
I would call Zach Bavers Shane Sparks Jr. Both.
No, don't you ever refer to me as Shane Sparks.
He tweeted this week. He tweeted not too long ago. He said, "I've been studying wrestling for a long time," and he goes, "You know what? His opinion is for a great wrestler is a wrestler who finishes every period in the last 20 seconds, who puts in the most effort in the last 20 seconds." Caleb Hogan showed that, so I guess that tweet kind of put some truth to what we just saw with J.J. Seaman getting a pin with 1 second left and Caleb Hogan getting a takedown with 3 seconds left.
Gotta say, I'm more of a Jim Gibbons guy myself.
Oh, he's a great commentator too. I guess I'll call you Jim Gibbons Jr. I'll go by that.
Jim Gibbons is electric. I love when I can't remember who he does it with. They do Iowa Penn State every year, and that duel is just built for them too.
Penn State looked very dominant versus Michigan last Friday.
Starachi didn't wrestle, so
that's true.
It's like they won the matches they were supposed to win, but now you're gonna go up against an even better Iowa team. So
yeah, that will be a great duel.
Iowa being ranked third is I can't stand that. I get it. Missouri has Keegan O'Toole, but I probably couldn't name you another wrestler.
Put that half Nelson count on the board because Caleb Hogan gets a pin.
There you go. So I believe that's going to be all for JV, and we're going to start at 132 pounds with Reese Hagenau. Yep. So we will start our varsity portion of this duel. Zayden Eggers, Reese Hagenau, and we're off and running in our main event tonight. Wapsie Valley versus South Hardin-BCLUW.
Zayden Eggers is coming out with some heavy hand fighting and has a really low stance, so we'll have to see how Reese does get into his legs.
Some heavy hand fighting to start. Hagenau tried to go for a double leg.
Try to slide by, but Reese stays square with him. Now here comes a fireman's dump. Doesn't work. Reese is staying very good defensive wrestling here.
And now Eggers got a cradle. A nice transition, but Reese able to kick out. Limits the damage to 2. Now we have a headgear issue. There you go. Slide that back on. And we'll say, that sequence there. You had a blast double into a re-attack, fireman's carry, didn't get the high crotch there, kind of twisted around, did a little bit DeSanto style, and then Hagenau kind of just got caught in a tripod position. Egger was able to get a cradle, but Hagenau able to kick out.
Yeah, that was some really good, like you said, transition between moves, and it worked out for the Eggers in Eggers' favor here.
Hagenau trying to work an escape. He'll get out. 2-1, 45 to go here in the first period.
Reese tries a sweep single, but Eggers blocks with his head. You got to get good head position before you try that sweep single.
Right into a double. Hagenau trying to grab the ankles. He will.
30 seconds left.
Deep.
Yeah. You can be offensive here, Reese, and he does. He gets a 2-point takedown.
Reese has got to hold on to the position here. He's going to let him up for 1. Neutral position here with 15 to go.
Reese has a deep overhook, but tries that fireman's back to Eggers and can't do it, but he gets back to his feet. So
I will say Hagenau has not had a shot yet where he's really been in a position to finish the shot. I think you can't really, in that position, Eggers got both your shoulders. You can't really try to, the fireman's carry could work, but you got to really shoot it under there, and Eggers was well prepared. He saw that from a mile away.
Reese does a good job scrambling, and he had a great defense to start the period, but he found a mistake in Eggers' artillery, and he was able to score there. So the score is 3-3, and Reese is down in the second. Going to have to work up here and get a point, get ahead in the match.
Hagenau trying to work up in the position.
Defending this butcher. He's doing an all right job, but here comes the cradle. When you sit on your butt, cradle might happen. Oh, defends that off too, Zach.
Tripod. Eggers sticks the leg in. Hagenau just trying to dump him off.
Yeah, you got to sit on
and now Eggers is way too high.
Oh, yeah, swim here, Reese. Swim for the head. See if you can catch him.
He's got it. He has the position.
Got to cover the far hip.
And there's the reversal.
Great job, Reese Hagenau.
Great way to keep moving to the position. Pays off for points. That's the thing. 95% of the time, if you move in a position, you're going to win that position. Most of the time, those positions where it's front headlock or you're in a scramble, the guy that keeps moving in all those positions is most of the time going to win that position.
Yeah, Reese was in danger there, but you're right. He kept moving, and he kept readjusting. We saw a butcher, cradle. Oh, now Reese with the cradle himself.
He's got to hold on to that leg. 40 seconds to go. Just hold on to the leg there. He's got a tight grip. He's palm to wrist.
You're going to call a stalemate here. No, Reese is able to knee slide, get his knee bent, and work around the corner. Good job, Reese Hagenau. 15 seconds left, and he's got his opponent flat on his belly with his head down. Now he's got to work for a pin. Go, Reese.
12 to go. Can he get there?
He switches sides. Almost full Nelson. We almost saw our fifth one tonight.
At some point, short time, just hold on to the position. Don't let an escape or reversal happen. So now heading into the third, it will be Egger's choice.
He's going to go down to start the third.
Get up, get out. Make this a 1-point match. Hagenau's got to ride him for at least a little bit. Caution on Eggers. Jump the gun just a little bit.
You know, Reese has got to really try to keep his opponent down all 2 minutes. But Eggers is pretty sly, and he's able to get out and get one.
Nice knee slide there. Now right into a tie. A nice single leg.
Uh-oh, Reese. Got a belly out here.
A very nice shot. And now Eggers sticks the legs in. There he goes. He gets out from the legs. Now he's going to kind of sit into Eggers. Try to avoid this armbar. He's got to get up, got to get out. Tie this match up.
He's reaching back, trying to fat man roll, but Eggers has a leg in, so it doesn't really do much benefit there.
Now he's going to stick both in.
But he's getting high again, Zach, like we saw in the second period.
He's really high in the position.
Reese needs to keep swimming. Oh, do we got a full Nelson, Zach?
No, just potentially dangerous.
It really extended those shoulders. That can be some harmful tissue
So if you're
damage.
Reese, you got to beat Eggers off the whistle here. Really, that's what you got to do. Beat him off the whistle. Get up, get out.
Absolutely.
Cannot be lagging behind.
That's a great point. Look at the ref and get ready for his whistle. Reese is moving here.
I would have liked to see just a knee up right away. Get to that stand-up position.
Yeah.
You know, that's like one of the first things the wrestler learns is that stand-up position. Get a leg up. Push off of that leg. Get up, get out.
Explosive. You know, now we're at 45 seconds, and Reese.
Now he's going to turn into him. But a nice crossface from Eggers. Hagenau still trying to work in the position. Eggers in a terrible position.
Oh, he's looking for a
spladle.
Oh, no, Reese.
But Hagenau
He's swimming. 30 seconds left.
He's still looking for this. Eggers has just got to hold on for dear life.
Got to pull on the head and push his hips off you. Oh, what do we got? Ref stopped the match, potentially dangerous. Oh, we got blood from Reese Hagenau.
That's the last thing you want in that position is a blood time because Reese was about to get away from that.
And we got quite a bit of blood, unfortunately. But
so now you start in a new position, 20 seconds to go. What are you looking forward to out of this start?
Just like you said a minute and a half ago, you got to see explosiveness when you're on bottom. You got to have some urgency. You got to be wanting to get 1 point to tie this up, or that reversal. We've seen Eggers' hips fall off a couple times, and Reese has been. He got one reversal. Let's see another. You know, so you got to create movement. Got to create position for you. Create it better for you.
So they'll cut the blood time, clean everything up. A lot cleaner than our last situation, eh?
Yeah. Reese is kind of known for his blood timeouts, though, with his nose.
It's kind of like me. I used to have a blood time bait probably every match.
Mine was my contacts would always fall out. They still do. Sometimes it gets dangerous when I drive and they're dried out and got to pull over. Different story.
There you go. Shout out to our cheerleaders. Obviously, last home duel of the year.
Last home duel of the year.
I don't think I've been to a road duel this year. Have we? Have we been to a road duel? Oh, I'm forgetting. Oh, that Denver was a long time ago, Blake. I don't remember those things. Like I said, I'm old. My memory is getting bad. Went to 3? I can remember. I don't remember. Oh, okay. Never mind. See, now that you say this, my old memory comes back.
Hey, we just saw Reese really move quick off that whistle, so that was exciting to see.
Just got to move fast. There he
There
goes.
he goes. Now he's to his feet.
Wow!
Back up. Back up. Keep moving. 14 seconds left. He's got 2-on-1.
Wow, the strength from Eggers.
Reese hustles back to the center here.
Full on suplexed him.
That was a big hip toss.
Reese up. 7-5 to go. 5 to go. Reese has got to get out. Can he get away?
Does he get one?
Wow.
That was a great,
Big
great
win.
fight.
Eggers takes down Hanging Out a thriller. 6-5. Wow. That was just, you know, if Hanging Out would have done that, when I said about a minute 50 seconds left in the match, he definitely would have got out at some point, but just wasn't able to move. And look who's back. Dallas Tissue's back in the lineup. We didn't see him earlier tonight. Now we will.
He's been doing a lot of PT lately to help his issue that he's having, so he looks vamped up and ready to go tonight.
So returning from injury, Dallas Tissue right into a double leg.
He's
Picks
going
him up,
right
throws
to
him
work.
down. Looks like he never left.
He's so great at those level changes, pulling a guy's shoulders and head right over him as he lowers his level and blast doubles him.
He's very loose. He's got a Steiner tilt.
Wow, he's going right into a pin here almost.
What? What was that? What was that? 27 seconds. Make it quick for Dallas Tissue. Hello, goodbye. See you again next week. Wow.
6-3 puts us back on top, Zach.
Wow. I forgot that Hanging Out match was the first one of the duel. Hey, look at Dana.
He's pretty excited.
He's all ready to rock and roll just to get his hand raised.
Now we go into number 5th ranked Easton Kroll.
Alrighty, the start of the 1-2-3 punch.
So they moved Bo Town up to 150, you said, Blake Boer?
Alrighty. Yeah, they did move him up.
So Bo Town has been moved up to 150.
Quick 2 for Kroll, quick escape for Town. Right in on a shot again is Kroll.
Easton's last time wrestling in Wapsie Gym. He's going to put on a show here.
2 takedown. They'll go out of bounds. 4-1 the score. Kroll's going to let him up. Town's got to find a way to defend himself here. Kroll just having his way. Right in on a shot. Town defends it pretty well.
Yeah, Town has that hand. He's blocking with his forearm to try to slow down Easton.
Right in on a double leg. He'll get 2. So go out of bounds. 6-2 the score.
He looks over at his dad and coach, Brian Kroll, and he says, keep him down. You can ride him for 54 seconds, look for bonus points. So we're going to see him start on top. Easton's got some pretty good pinning combinations too, so. But Town does a good job defending. He's got a wide base. Tries to sit out a switch there, unsuccessful. Easton follows.
Kroll trying to get that arm pulled out. Cannot, though. Under 20 to go, 15 to go here in the first. Can Town get an escape? Looks to be a no, so we'll head to the second. 6-2 in favor of Kroll, just as he works over an arm bar. Another tick on the arm bar counter.
BCLUW defers, and then Easton decides to go down.
We need a full Nelson counter. We need a cradle counter. We need an armbar counter. There you go.
Easton to his feet in the first 2 seconds.
That's what we need, Blake.
But gets placed back down. Town showing his strength here on top, getting Easton broken down. Easton's able to flip him over, though, hip heist, and get 2 points reversal.
Krull just continuously moving in the position, just kind of able to just roll through just about everything Town was trying to do. Eventually works out for him. He'll get a reversal, make it 8-2. Now if you're Krull, this is kind of where you settle in, try to work for the pinning combination, and get 6 for your team on the board. I'd imagine at some point, Easton's probably going to join the coaching staff.
He's got I believe he's going to Hawkeye, but I think he also wants to find an opportunity to wrestle. Now he's got him on his back. It'd be great to see Easton wrestle on the next level. I think he's got opportunities ahead of him to do it.
So now Krull going to settle in. That's about as stuck as you get me.
His back was glued to the mat.
306 for Krull. An exclamation point on his career here in this Wapsie Valley Gymnasium. Decker is going to hit the mats. He's going to get to wrestle tonight. How about it for Decker?
He got a puncher, it looks like.
It's about to be a fight. And Decker.
Quick blast double!
Head over heels.
It would have been 5 points in freestyle.
Even in wrestling, that's like a 6-point move right there. I guess now in wrestling, it's college, it's 7-point.
And
Another
again.
blast double.
You get a tall wrestler who stands up, flat-footed. That's your opportunity to hit it.
Right into a high crotch dump off. Looking for back points. What? Oh.
Still a lot of time left in the first. Whole minute, 24 seconds. Kanan's decided to let him up when he had him flat on his back. Looking for...
Nice. Bam! Down goes.
Looking for more action. He wants to keep wrestling. He doesn't want this to end so quickly.
Steiner tilt. So he'll get the 3, make it 14-3. He's up 11 now.
He's
Now
out.
12. Right in on a shot. On the edge of the mat. Brings him back towards the middle. Now in this kind of shin whizzer. If you're BCLUW here, you got to elevate. But Decker able to, I almost said crawl, but Decker able to finish it off. Now he's up by 12, yeah. So this would make it 15. So he's going to get a technical fall. Quick work. Tech fall in the first period in 2 minutes. So look at this blast double. This was to start the match. And just picks him up, bam. Right over. Just a run through. Look at it again. Look at this. Bam. It's craziness. Here's a second one. How about it? 2 for him, yeah. Pick him up, dump him off. That seems like some Garrett Miller stuff right there. Speaking of, here he is. Miller's going to wrestle his first match tonight. This is scrappy.
What I like about how Kanan Decker wrestles, he wrestles so tight. He gets the guy's wrist tight to his hips. He always shoots tight. You know, he always has a tight waist. I mean, he just like clings onto a guy, and he does a great job. That blast double, there was no space between the guy's legs, hips, chest, and face. It was just a beautiful blast double. We got to see multiple times too. So, and those tilts were precise and accurate. So, excited for his postseason. And Garrett Miller lifts a guy's legs up over his head.
Just saw that with Decker. Get it again with Miller. Goodness. Sorry, we're both getting text messages here. I don't know why.
That's all right.
No, I am too. I'm getting phone's blowing up. Jeez. Miller working an arm bar. You can add another number to that. All right, Blake.
Garrett's looking for more action as he lets the guy up as he was almost to his back. I don't think it's about team score now. I think it's about mat time in front of your home crowd.
What? Sorry, Blake's talking to me. We really need that extra headset, don't we? Yeah, speaking of, equipment-wise, if anyone wants to donate to our Wapsie Valley Venmo account, it is in the description of the live stream you are currently watching. It helps us get extra equipment like the mics that we are speaking on right now, the computer that Blake is using, the cameras, and it gives you the ability to watch the wrestling in front of you. So we'd love the donations. It helps us, keep things on here at Wapsie Valley. Here's Miller. Again, right at the start of the match. Just quick work.
You'll have to ask Zach and Blake. They're the ones in charge.
What? I'm missing the replay over
Sorry.
here.
No, you're good.
Big double from Garrett Miller.
Garrett does a good job of closing the gap. You see how BCLUW kind of extends and pushes him away? He's like, nope, I want you closer. So he grabs 2-on-1 and gets really close, gets his head on his chest almost.
Working on the edge of the mat.
Oh, great double leg. Single off to a double, gets 2 points. He's ahead 9-1. Excuse me, 7-1.
Blake's getting interviewed over here. He's talking some smack. Jeez. Can't be doing that.
That's all right.
Miller.
He's not wrong. A lot of people are better than me at basketball.
That's true. Me too.
Miller's got his guy on his back.
Stacks him up. He's got 40 seconds here. He can settle in, readjust. Gonna fall. So 3:21 for Miller.
Makes the team score 29-3.
You can tell Blake's done this a lot.
So here's one of the matches I'm looking forward to tonight.
Yeah.
Or is this Sam Garber or is this Alex Paxson? What's up?
We're gonna know. So it'll be Alex Paxson taking on Brock Kleitsch. So Kleitsch getting started early.
It's all red.
Kleitsch early on a takedown here.
Cradle. He's already got a cradle. Sorry, Zach.
Sorry, I had to turn you down. Sorry. Kleitsch looking for the cradle.
The young Jones kid was telling me his pickle was spicy, and I said, well, go to the water fountain, rinse your mouth out, because he said his tongue hurt.
Pretty sure that's coughing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, excuse me. You're right.
He's sitting right in front of
Yeah,
us.
I know. I was looking for him. I'm like, where'd he go?
Kleitsch, the cross face. You know where this is going.
Bread and butter, just like we talked about.
It's the same thing. Kleitsch.
How he started and how he's going to go out. He wants to get that cradle. Oh, a suicide cradle roll through.
Bam! Oh.
Oh, but he's got that pin.
Has it every time.
Just a matter of time. Tons of minutes. Tons of time left.
Tons of minutes.
Oh, there's a whole minute left. I got excited.
Kleitsch settling in, readjusting. Trying to get the full. Man, that is. Yeah, there it is. Full for Kleitsch. 108. The exclamation point on his high school career here in the Wapsie Valley Gymnasium for Brock Kleitsch. Goes out the way started, you know, with a fall, with a cradle. Cannon Yeager is out there somewhere smiling right now.
Drew Lansing is going to receive a forfeit.
So look at this, just right away, you know, he immediately looks for that cradle, and that's something that come state is going to be very helpful for him to have this bread and butter move, especially when it's a pinning combination. That can help you a lot heading into postseason. Drew Lansing walked out, received a forfeit, so his night is done. Now we head up to 215 pounds. Grayson Miller taking on, if I can get my, Sawyer Kane, BCLUW South Hardin.
What would be your walkout song, Zach?
There's a lot of good ones. I don't know. I go through these stretches where I listen to like a lot of the same artists, and then I just move on to a different artist. And right now, I'm a big CCR guy. I've been listening to a lot of CCR as of late.
They're a great team. Great band.
So it'll be, sorry, I said it rocks, Manning Fonts.
Oh, that's right.
Fants, yeah.
They did bump everyone up.
Fonts. Okay, there we go. Got correction from fans, yeah. I'm guessing either a fan or a parent.
Really looking forward to the adjustments that Grayson can make from his first match. That was a close one. He lost 6-3, and now into his second one. Here again, he's a big upper body thrower. I'm looking forward to Grayson, you know, really holding on tight and then throwing a hip in and then executing, landing on top of the guy, not slipping off or not rolling out of bounds. So
he's got to. There's one thing he has to work on in his arsenal is more of those sweep singles, blast doubles.
I would say yes. Level changes into legs.
Yeah, a big thing for most of these upper body wrestlers, especially myself. You got to look for the blast doubles. That was my move. That was what it was. Blast double.
Oh, he's trying it. Oh,
love the blast double. He's got to go right into.
Does a leg tap go behind? But he's got to return him.
He's trying to lift him.
Got to put your hips in, lock your hands, put him over to a hip.
That should be two.
That should be two.
That should be two.
Two because his hand touched the mat. That's 3 points of contact. The assistant ref's going to come over and he goes, yeah, that was two.
Yep, we'll see here. They're going to award it to him? No!
Okay.
Can we get a replay on that, please, Blake? Why not? Never mind.
That's all right. At least there's some mat side discussion.
Definitely agree with you there. He had the hand down. Now, I guess what they could have said is the hand wasn't down in bounds, but I don't think that matters at all.
No, I think maybe they said there wasn't 2 points of contact. Grayson maybe stepped out himself, but he's going to go back into trying to get a takedown. He does.
Almost got head thrown.
Yeah.
But
you always hold your breath when that happens.
Yeah, you always see the headlock there. You're always like, ugh. Don't get head thrown. Don't do it. It's not fun. Promise.
Good job covering his hips right here, keeping his body down.
Now he's going to break him down. There should be some swipes.
He tried for the bottom gentleman, Manning, tried to, I call it the fat man roll, but it's pretty much a reach back, grab the guy's elbow, pinch it, so an elbow pinch, and then trying to hip in. But Grayson was good to cover the hips and keep his body from not being rolled on top. It's hard to explain, but I hope I did all right there, Zach. The fat man roll is probably an improper term, but
there's a lot of terms for a bunch of different moves. Like we said, we have Wapsie ride, ball and chain. There's arm bar and chicken wing. There's
my coach used to call, when Tony Ramos was wrestling, you know, the cow catcher. He used to call
whip
it
over.
The whip over. You know, you got the arm across the back and then his chin, you chest in. My coach used to call it the Iowa. So the whole team went.
Iowa?
So we'd all yell Iowa, Iowa, and then the crowd started getting into it, started cheering for Iowa. It was kind of funny and goofy, but it was exciting and something small.
Interesting. I've never heard that. There's a lot of different moves. There's a lot of different names for a lot of different moves. I'll say that. I think the one thing that is universally known as what it is either the cradle or the half Nelson.
There you go. Yes.
It's like we said, we have different names for everything. We have blast double, chalk cover Sunday,
cement mixer,
yeah. Turk.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of different things.
The Russian 2-on-1 or Russian tie.
Yep. Baseball bat, slide by.
Yep. I'd use
Chuck,
that.
anything.
Then there's that fat man roll I just talked about. Grayson's got to get his hips up. He's calling a reversal.
Miller stuck.
That looked like it was pretty tight.
301. So just over 3 minutes. We'll move up to 285. This is the match of the night, in my opinion.
I
Derek
agree.
Gilsenbach taking on Sean May, 12th ranked wrestler in Class 2A. Derek Gilsenbach, I'm going to say it should be ranked, but isn't. Don't worry, Derek. I'm pulling for you. You'll be ranked soon enough. Don't worry.
We'll start sending written letters into
Yeah,
legislation.
can I do that? Can I send like emails, whatnot, saying, hey, these two guys need to be ranked. Brock Kleitsch, Derek Gilsenbach need to be ranked ASAP.
I would say it has to come down to the coaches. The coaches send in a lot of the voting for IHSAA.
Coaches poll, yeah.
Coaches poll.
Early hand fighting. If you're May, you kind of just got to let Derek take his course. Let Derek shoot. Force of reattacks.
Yes, I would agree with that.
What?
Blake Boer, he's giving up some pounds. Sean May does look bigger.
Very.
Bigger, thicker, stronger, but I have not doubting Derek Gilsenbach at all. He's done some big things versus bigger guys.
And May right into a single leg here on the edge of the mat. Gilsenbach trying to get away, but May able to circle around. Still has not gotten the 2 yet.
I would unhook your ankle here. He's in a crackdown position. You got to get your hips back. Oh, he's going to try a roll. He's going to try to body lock and roll, but I don't know if he can do that.
Again, still no points awarded here. Under a minute to go.
If Derek gets his hips up and his right leg out, he could award Derek 2 points, but no, Sean gets his arm out.
A little bit of a deadlock position there, but May able to get the 2.
.30 seconds left. I'd like to see some effort from Derek and get 1 point to make it a close match here. But that's a lot of weight sitting on top of him. Easier said than done, of course. I'm not the one wrestling.
I think it will, right away, May took the first shot, which is, you never want to do that. Especially when you're a bigger guy than your opponent. You really just kind of want to let them take their shot. Use your weight to your advantage.
Oh.
As I have never seen a man.
Derek tried to Granby and then hip
Wow.
heist, but Sean May
285 should never try to cartwheel or do any sort of roll ever. That's just a bad thing.
So
Ooh,
Sean May defers, and I guess Derek Gilsenbach is going to choose bottom. But we're going to get a little break here. He's going to catch his breath, get to talk to Coach during a blood timeout.
I will say I'm not a fan of the decision to take the bottom position. I will say that, mainly because of the fact that you're voluntarily putting yourselves under, Sean May, and I don't think that's a good idea.
And actually, if you look over at the BCLUW coach, he goes, hey, when he stands up again, take your hips in and put him back down. He's talking about rear standing. You got to return him, so just a little notice I noticed in his demeanors. I think I just yelled heard a BCLUW fan yell, go hammer.
Nice Granby roll.
Or be the hammer.
But May able to follow up.
Derek's getting caught with Sean sitting on his ankle.
Again, I said it. Putting yourself under, Sean May is not a great situation to be in. I
would
have liked to see him take that neutral position and try to, work a takedown. But then again, it's very, very hard when you see May's probably going to take that bottom position in the third period.
It's true. So,
but
maybe this is a position Derek needs to work on. Going into postseason, you got to prove yourself in all positions. So.
Yeah, especially when we get to the state tournament. 90% of the guys he's going to wrestle at the state tournament are going to be May's size.
So he's able to unhook his ankle and Granby out, and Sean didn't follow this time. So now the score's 2-1 with a minute left in the second, Zach.
If you're Gilsenbach, got to work a takedown here.
Yeah.
Got to try to find some sort of points to go into the third. If you can go into the third up 3-2, let's say impending May gets an escape. It's a tie match instead of, May being up 2.
Derek looks like he's doing a little bit more push-pull, a little bit more eagerness here in the second compared to the first.
Like in that first period, May took the first shot. Now I think May's going to be a little more defensive, a little more cautious. Let Gilsenbach try to take those shots. really just play good defense. Hilsenbeck's got to be careful on what shots he takes.
I don't know if I'd be tying up or clinching as much as we are here, but
I'd go for a blast double. That's what I'm thinking.
I'd be doing some more fakes and level changes.
That or sweep singles and stuff like that.
9 seconds left. I don't know how much more action we'll see. And we're going to start the third period.
So we'll head to the third. May's going to take the bottom position. Yeah, called it. Like you see, Hilsenbeck, just the speed, the agility. Something that does help him, being a little bit smaller than most of these big guys. He has the speed, he has the agility, he has the nimbleness to kind of, work his way around a bigger guy. And that speed can come into play a lot. But when you're in that bottom position, it's hard to really use that speed to your advantage.
I can hear the Wapsie coaches yelling, pressure forward, break him down, get him to his belly. When you get Sean May to his belly, I bet you have a better opportunity of getting him turned because you're able to keep his weight down.
Yeah, because from his base, he's able to kind of plant himself.
He's kind of turtling right now. I kind of just say, stay hunched in a shell. So
yeah, and he could tripod, like you saw, he could tripod up into that position.
I'd love to see maybe a stalling, Zach. Can I get a Wapsie favorite for home field
please.
advantage? Stalling on red here, but 45 seconds. I haven't seen much movement. There's some movement from bottom. Now he tripods. Now he's got Derek's leg.
Derek had a cradle, I think.
I think he did, yeah. He got long arms.
May still has not really, he's trying to improve the position, but Hilsenbeck has just been keeping him down, and now they're going to cut him.
Oh, he's going to cut him. Now we got to get after. We got to get that takedown we need.
Now you got to go. Got to take some shots. Can't be tying up. Clear out, take a blast double or a sweep single. That's my idea.
I would agree.
He's
doing a good job controlling the center of the mat, though. But you got to use it.
There's a shot. Hit two! Nice! Now, Hilsenbeck, you got to keep him down. 30 seconds to go. Keep May down. Keep him down.
Keep him down. I would keep wrists, maybe ride the ankles.
You're better off going to overtime. Maybe stick a leg in.
A leg, a collar tie, a high call.
10 to go, 12 to go. Nice.
Derek follows him. 10 seconds.
8 to go.
We're going to see overtime, Zach.
First time in the night. We're going to overtime. Here we go.
The crowd's getting into this one for Derek.
Look at this.
Senior
Sweep single. Ducks out from under. Gets the 2. Here we go.
Right away. Oh, but the weight comes for Sean.
Oh.
You got to set the shoulders down. So he did a whip over on Derek's shot.
Wait, what?
He gets the pin.
Hold on. What?
So if you get a takedown in overtime with...
I know, but hang on. His shoulder blades weren't on the mat. He had his elbow, posted into the mat. I don't know how his shoulder blades, were on the mat. I don't see that. That's my idea. I don't know how...
We need that camera zoom in that.
Yeah. Where's our mat side camera? Because that was definitely not a fall, for sure. So, that's a tough way. And, Derek's frustrated with himself. And if he would have grabbed that ankle right away, that match is over. Like, Hilsenbeck, that is done deal. Hilsenbeck's winning that match if he grabs that ankle right away.
But you gotta start that first period, not sleeping on your heels.
Yeah, so we'll flip it over. 106. 7th ranked Kane Belinsky. Jaden Mushik. Mushik right to a front headlock position. Now Belinsky's going to stick his head out, get around for 2. He's going to cut him up. Hammer. We got Hammer and Milkshake.
I love it.
I got to ask, hey, hang on. What is the flavor of the milkshake? Hey, there we go. We got a vanilla milkshake. It's the details. It's the little things. There you go.
Caden got another takedown here. He's just
I
doing
don't think we have that
snap-down
many
go
good
behind.
nicknames. Blake, what the heck?
Oh,
We got Bulldog.
Bulldog. I like that one.
Yeah, look at that.
Told you. A lot of people
There
support.
we go. Yeah.
They love your enthusiasm. I love it.
Put that on a shirt. What's the flavor of the shake?
Yeah, so the nickname for heavyweight was Hammer, and then nickname for 106, what you said, was Milkshake.
Yeah.
I wonder what the nickname for 113 and so on and so forth. That's unique.
Yeah. That's great.
Caden's,
Belinsky.
he's so good at these snap-down go-behinds.
Wow.
Tried the sweep single. He just hopped like a bunny.
Wow. A lot of action, a lot of movement from these guys, and another snap down goal behind. What? What are you looking at me for?
Oh, wow. Good whip over there. Flat on
Nice
his back.
job, Belinsky. Hang on. Minute 47. There we go. Minute 47 for Belinsky. I had to think a minute.
You're all right. So the dual score is 47-9. Sawyer Krall's coming out to this?
He's going to receive a forfeit. So move it up to 120. Kaufman should receive a forfeit as well. And he will.
That might be the duel. I don't see any other gentlemen warming up for BCLUW. Might be.
We still have one more match. We have Brody Kleitch. So Brody's going to walk up, and I think he's going to receive a forfeit as well because BCLUW is walking out. So.
Yep. So 3 forfeits in a row.
Brody Kleitch will walk out. He'll receive a forfeit, and that'll be it for us. So 65-9. That's okay. 65-15, the final score tonight in your main event. Wapsie Valley takes care of business at home, 2-0 on the night. Wyatt, what'd you like from this duel?
I love the seniors showing up, putting on a show. Last time wrestling in the home gym. Love just the overall competitiveness, Zach, and the last home duel. So next time we'll see them is when?
We're gonna go to West Hancock. That's what's happening.
What's Saturday though? Conference.
Conference. Where's that at? Where's conference
Dyke New
at?
Hartford. Dyke New Hartford.
There you go.
And then.
Okay, Blake's gonna pull up the schedule. So we will. Obviously, we ain't gonna be at Dyke on Saturday, but
regional duels on Tuesday.
So next Tuesday, we will be on the road at West Hancock for Wapsie Valley versus Riverside Oakland. There we go. And then the winner of that duel will take on West Hancock, the 6th-ranked Britt West Hancock. So that is the schedule so far for wrestling. From then, state duels is in a few weeks down in Coralville. And then after that, individual starts. We'll be heading to the state wrestling tournament in Des Moines here in a few weeks. So final score for the Warriors tonight, 65-15. We are going to head to our RTC Communications recap and then our Legacy Roofing of Iowa post-duel. So I'm letting Blake get everything right here. So post-duel presented by Legacy Roofing of Iowa. Protect your largest investment with our reliable roofing and gutter services. If you want to make your roof last as long as possible, it is vital that you never put off a roof repair. Small issues with roofing become big issues in a hurry. No matter how major or minor the repair you need, we are here to help. We offer roofing, contracting, storm damage repair, gutter replacement, and residential and commercial roofing. Call Mitch at 319-415-2472 or Lou at 319-415-5547. So our RTC Communications recap. Final score tonight, 65-15 in favor of Wapsie Valley. Sorry, I'm reading the computer here. South Hardin-BCLUW had one decision to the Warriors, none. Wapsie Valley had one technical fall. Neither team had a major decision. The Warriors had 5 falls to the Storms, 2. And then finally, Wapsie Valley received 5 forfeits. So, postal, as things wrap up here tonight, moving on, we're looking towards regional duels on Tuesday. What are you liking from the guys taking on Riverside Oakland?
I think that they don't match up well versus us, and I think that we have enough strength and to get those bonus points to be able to put us ahead in the duel. So I don't think we have too much to worry about. I do want to see our younger guys, though, battle. I don't want to see us just fall into our hip or giving up easy takedowns. They got to remember that regional duels it's a team effort. It's not just letting the good guys win. It's you also fighting in all good positions. So tonight we saw a lot of good fight, and we saw a lot of domination from our top guys and our leaders. And senior night, we saw them really shine under the lights in their home gym.
Alrighty, so again, finally here tonight, who gets the stud chain, huh? Who gets it?
Oh, the stud chain.
For me, I got to give it to Vanilla Milkshake.
Vanilla milk.
That completely carried the entire thing. No, I'm just kidding.
You're gonna give it to South Hardin?
I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm looking through our lineup.
Blake! Oh no! Blake dropped the computer.
You know,
We're still alive. We're still up. We're still alive.
Brock Kleitch had a couple good ones.
Yeah,
I'd say
good, yeah.
Brock or Easton Kroll were two good duels, or two good matches, excuse me.
Yeah.
So that's where I sit right now. Probably those two gentlemen.
I'm going to give it to the man who should be ranked. That's Brock Kleitch.
I would agree.
He really took care of business, went right to his bread and butter, got it done quick and fast. So I'm going to give it to Brock Kleitch tonight.
We did not get to see Wally Kaufman or Brody Kleitch wrestle tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, we did. Wally wrestled.
Oh, correct. Sorry.
Brody did not.
Yes, correct. My apologies.
A little bit of a disappointing senior night for Brody. He didn't get to wrestle his final match here, but I think that'll be all for us tonight. No. We can, I guess, if you really want to. Okay. All right. We will see if we can get Coach Brian Kroll up here in just a moment. He's down there talking to some people, so we'll let him be for right now. But hopefully we'll be back up with head coach Brian Kroll. So we will be right back here after this. Alrighty, welcome back. I'm here with head coach Brian Kroll. So, first off, right away, what are your thoughts on the two duels tonight?
The boys came out with fire. It's been a little bit. We had coming off a really good weekend. These duels were supposed to be had last week. I really like to have the week of conference off to work on some things, but we need to get the duels in to abide by conference rules, and we can get our seeding for the conference tournament. But the boys came out on fire.
So, speaking of heading into conference duels this weekend up at Dike New Hartford, what are you looking forward to from your guys going into that tournament?
Just compete. You go out there, whether you're the 1 seed, the 5 seed, the 9 seed, it doesn't matter. Whoever puts their foot on the line across from you, they're no better than you. They put their shoes on just like you do, one at a time. You go out there and take it to them in every aspect of wrestling. Top, bottom, neutral, win the hand fight, win the head position battle, win the level changes. Fear nobody, right? You go out and put your foot on the line and battle.
So then, moving on, next Tuesday, a week from today, you guys will head up to Britt to take on Riverside Oakland, and then if you win that duel, you will take on West Hancock. What are you looking forward to to Riverside Oakland?
I haven't seen them at all this year. Once I got the announcement where we're going, of course I'm going to do some research, see where our matchups are. And, we've got multiple guys that are certified for a few different weights, so we're able to flex our lineup to do the best dual team that we can. We'll go out and put on our best foot forward against Riverside Oakland, and things will work out. We'll put our best foot forward against West Hancock.
You gotta sit in the boat and watch some film.
I'm going to. I'm gonna go home and break down film for this tonight.
Alrighty. So finally, obviously senior night was tonight. What did you like from the seniors that you've had over the past 4 years and what they've done for your program?
They're leaders, and there's different kinds of leadership. And these guys are humble leaders. They don't think highly of themselves. They think just as highly as their teammates. They push each other in the room, and they hold each other accountable. And they're friends, which is huge. They are a very special group of seniors, not just because one of them is my son. That's always nice. But they're very caring for each other. They're great young men and great wrestlers.
So then, finally, from Dallas Tissue and Drew Lansing returning back from injury back to the lineup tonight, what did you like from them as from their first matches back?
It was good to see. First period, Drew moved his feet really well, got some attacks and built through his attack. We're gonna have to get a little lung work in, get his lungs back into shape. And Tissue came out on fire. I mean, he has been in the room, finally getting through some injury situations, but he's hungry, and you could tell. I mean, he went out there and got after it. It was all moving forward.
Alrighty, thank you. We will look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday and then on Tuesday up in Britt.
Sounds good. Appreciate everything y'all do.
Alrighty, thank you. So that was head coach Brian Krull. For all of us here, I know Wyatt already left me. He had to go home. Said his wife was making spaghetti for his birthday. So for all of us here at the Warrior Watch Wapsie Valley Sports Network, I am Zach Babers, joined tonight by Wyatt Forsyth and Blake Boer up here in the booth. Thank you to everybody watching over the season. We hope to see you guys next Tuesday in Britt to take on for Wapsie Valley Riverside Oakland. The winner of that duel will take on West Hancock. For all of us here, I'd like to give you a special shout-out to our sponsors one final time. Legacy Roofing of Iowa, Oran Mutual Telephone Company, Reedland Telephone Cooperative, Little Wapsie Communications, Prime Capital Investment Advisors, and anybody that has donated to our Wapsie Valley Venmo page so far this season. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, go Warriors!